Shields up, Ironbreakers. How's everybody doing? So, today we're going to be talking about Destiny 2's Leviathan raid, and I'm going to be providing you guys with pretty much all of the experience that I have in doing this raid. So, to get things started off right here, I'm going to show you guys the initial bit. Unfortunately, I don't have like the cinematic from the beginning because when I came to the raid with the Ironbreakers, pretty much everyone had already entered the raid, so there's no entry cinematic. But the entry cinematic is pretty simple. It's just a couple of ships flying by and your guardians descending onto the Leviathan, and this is pretty much the first thing that you will see in the raid. So we're going to go straight in, and we're going to go into what we call the elevators, even though they're not really elevators, but whatever. So let me just play this bit. So I actually wanted to have a video, but unfortunately we had like a rendering issue. So this is coming straight from Premiere. This is footage that came from Twitch into Premiere because I streamed a lot of this, but on this I'll be skipping through all of the failed attempts and all that stuff, and I will be providing you with a strategy guide with some custom-made maps by myself, as well as one which I should have in here, which is not mine, which I actually don't. This is great. Anyways, I'm gonna give you the start here so that you guys can watch the kind of like the intro to things. No, I'll leave them. They don't really give you anything special. I only kill them if there's nothing to do and we're waiting on someone. Also, I'm going to try the docks today with Void, and I'm going to try Void Wall Grenade, see how that works out. I'm curious to see if that can match the Striker DPS.
Okay. If it's good, I have Void Wall Grenade too.
Of course you do. If you're a Titan, everybody has Void Wall Grenade. Hey, good news. At least nobody tried to basically bash me in the ass on the way up today, so that's already an improvement.
I thought about it. I'm not going to lie.
I bet you did.
Fleeting moment.
Too early though.
It's still early. You bastard.
It's still early. It could happen.
I do like how the Colossus is looking this raid.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Just wait till we get to fans, Ruri. Then we're going to have real fun.
Oh yeah.
I have. So
I'm
who's
just
going for the sticks and who's standing defend?
so everybody knows this strategy already.
Yeah,
I know it.
So-
I got a pretty good idea. I was watching the
Okay, and that's as far as I'm going to show you up until this point, because this kind of triggers the very first encounter. Well, I wouldn't even consider this particular bit a boss. It's just like an encounter that you have to do in order to open the different doors that lead to the bosses themselves. So for those of you that aren't aware, the Leviathan has like this section under it, which I actually showed it in my last Destiny 2 livestream. And the undersection of the Leviathan is essentially a vast labyrinth of passages and pipes. And this is where you're going to go in order to get all of your chests and all this other stuff. And in there, there's also shortcuts to the different bosses. So you can skip the encounter that we are doing here. But sometimes navigating the thing is such a pain in the ass that it's actually easier to do this particular encounter that we're about to do right now. Also, if the person that you have with you in the raid, if there is one person that hasn't done this encounter yet, that person can get loot if you do the encounter. So therefore, I think I had like either 3 or 4 people in this particular group that had done nothing in the raid. So I was like, of course, we're going to do the encounter for you guys, so that you guys get some loot. So, in order for me to explain how this next encounter works, I have this really, really good paint map that I drew by myself, and I'm so proud of it. But basically, what you guys are looking at on the screen right now, if I was to select this, like you see this entrance that we're coming in from, that entrance in this particular map is the arrow. So we're entering from here. And this is just to give you a basic idea of what the courtyard looks like. Now, last week, in the order that the raid was going, this particular event was starting at sun, because the first encounter that you did last week was the bathing pools. After the bathing pools, you had the pleasure gardens, which is represented by the dog symbol over here. After the pleasure gardens, you had the gauntlet, which is represented by double axes here, which is also represented by double axes in the game. All of these symbols have a direct correlation with the symbols that are in the game. They're just a little bit different because, you know, I just figured it'd be funny that way. Anyway, this is the sun. This is what everyone calls the dog or the beast or the war beast. I've heard several different connotations to the poor little puppy, but it essentially looks like a dog. And over here there is the blades, and over here there is the chalice. So this week, however, there's a different rotation. So I'm assuming that you are going to be starting over here in the beast section. Now, what you're going to have to do in order to get this encounter started is first you need to identify which one of these places you have to go to. So like I said, in our case, we had to start with the sun. So you go there, and once you go here, there is a circular platform which will have another symbol indicating you where you have to go next. Because basically you have to plant 3 banners in this location right here. That means going to whatever location this place is pointing to and grabbing a banner and coming back. And obviously it wouldn't be this easy because grabbing banners coming back, that'd be pretty damn simple, wouldn't you agree? So instead of that, once you plant the first banner, they're going to start sending these dudes at you, which are called the liberators. So you're going to need people to defend the banners in the location that you are planting them in order to prevent those banners from being stolen back. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab a team, and what I did was I would always just leave 4 people on defense because they always seem to have the hardest time, and I would only take 2 people to go get the banner. Now, in my opinion, you can even solo it if you're power leveled enough, but however, it's a lot easier if you just take 2 people with you and leave 4 people on defense. So that's essentially what you're going to see us do. Depending on the symbol that shows up here, it's either going to show up a chalice, a dog, or a dual blades. And you're going to be you and the other second person. You're going to basically go ahead and go to different locations. So if there's dogs, you leave 4 people back here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Defending. They have to call out when there's a liberator so that people shoot them down. They have to particularly call out when there's a counselor, because when there's a counselor, there's also going to be a scion and a bubble, and someone has to go inside the bubble and punch that scion. Otherwise, the counselor is invulnerable, and he's going to come in here. He's going to steal your banners. You don't want him to steal your banners. So there's going to be 4 people on defense, and say, for instance, the first symbol we get, which this time around was actually the blades in the example that you guys are about to see. What you're going to do is you're going to get those other 2 people to go to blades. So 4 people stay back here, 2 people go to blades. You start killing ads here. Eventually, a little bit of more powerful ad comes out. You're going to kill that big ad. Once you kill that big ad, the banner becomes available. Then you're going to see one of us pick up the banner. Usually I think it's me, although I did try as much as possible to let different people pick up the banner throughout this so that everyone gets the satisfaction of dunking a banner and basically dicking over the lives of the people that are on defense. Because that's essentially what happens. Whenever you grab a banner and you bring it back where the team is defending, what is going to happen is the waves are going to get harder and more liberators are going to spawn and more counselors are going to spawn, and basically more bad things are going to happen to the people that are here, and they're going to be crying like little babies. That's going to happen. They're going to be like, oh my God, there's so many things and I'm dying and I don't have ammo and all these other really bad things. But yeah, that happens. And like I said, you're going to have to do this 3 times. So if you begin at sun, and in our case, we did blades. I believe after blades, I think we did chalice. So once you plant down that banner, another symbol is going to pop up. If that symbol is chalice, you go to chalice. If that symbol is dog, you go to dog. So very simple, so long as you know how to follow instructions. It's just a very simple case of having 4 people dealing with waves of ads and 2 people just running around collecting banners from different locations. Now, what I tended to do in the final wave, because like the final wave starts to get really hard, so usually we would pick up 2 banners, and then I would tell the person that is riding with me to lag behind and help them out clear the trash. And then I would get started on the next banner and then just ask the person to join me when the boss shows up so that we both take him out. So let me show you guys what that looks like in motion.
Stream. Oh, no, that's right. This is
Oh, did I
banners.
spawn?
Okay. Yeah, no, I did this finish it.
You guys know how to do this then? I don't have to tell you about the scions and the counselors and all this other shit?
Yep, the counters are dumb.
Okay,
It's the
so...
sun. I'll stay and defend. It's the sun.
No, you all stay and defend. Me and Surfer will go. Surfer, let's roll.
Alright.
Alright, so it's the swords.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah.
You don't have to tell me. I'll always see it before I leave.
Alright.
Surfer, where are you, dude?
Not here?
I don't see anybody on my
right
radar.
behind you.
You are?
I'm right behind you.
Oh, okay. I'm just too fast for your slow hunter ass, huh?
You know, the hunter's supposed to be the fastest in the game.
You know my favorite part about this section of the raid is how I get to basically make everyone else's life harder by dropping in a banner. I just love that. Like, you guys having fun? Good. I'm about to make it worse for you. It's up, Surfer. Nuke it down. So let me try out this grenade. It's the first time I'm using this grenade. Hey, this works.
Oh, Void Wall?
Yep.
It's,
Void
it's
Wall's good. Void Wall is pretty good grenade.
Shit, they can come behind us too?
Oh yeah, they come all over the place. Oh shit! I'm taking a lot of damage.
Okay, I thought Skyburner's oath was going to be useful. Didn't know it was going to be this useful.
Let's go. There's the banner right
Coming
there.
back, they got one. Alright. Get ready to find the counselors.
And basically,
No,
once
you
you only get them after I plant the banner.
Well,
This is the time that I get to tell you guys having fun because I'm about to fuck your lives. So basically, you guys see that we went in there, we killed the boss, we planted the banner, we grabbed the banner, and now I'm bringing the banner back to where we were. And like I said, for us, it was the sun. This week, most people will most likely be starting at dog, if I'm not mistaken. So it seems like they're going to rotate it depending on which week it is. So either way, I'm going to plant this banner. Once I plant this banner, even though you guys can't see it, the lives of everyone that is defending right now are going to become a lot harder.
Okay, Ruri's coming in.
We dunking. Which one's
Nice
next?
Stand in the circle to deal more damage.
That part. So you guys could also see there. Let me back away. Like I told you, it will show you which symbol you're supposed to go to next. So if you guys look over here, you can clearly see that there is a chalice. Very important because that's basically like your next objective. So from there, we're going to go to chalice. That part I didn't know. You can stand in a circle for more damage. We're going chalice, Surfer.
Yeah.
Alright. Where's that?
Okay, getting a check on left.
Make sure you call out when the liberators show up.
Alright. Well, Liberators are here.
Liberator's middle, yeah.
Yeah, call out the direction
like
so that
everybody
everybody
knows
knows to focus them.
Yep. Liberators down.
Counselors are here.
Alright.
He's in the middle.
Liberator left side.
He's still
Liberator left
punching. He's
side.
still punching.
Alright, he's fucked.
Liberator left side.
Alright.
Okay, listen. I'm gonna burn the first super. I want you to save yours for last, Surfer. Fucking hell.
I'm using the next slot over there.
It's okay.
There is
Liberator's still
another.
alive on the left.
Yep.
There's another one
Liberator,
coming.
another left side.
Can you guys hear the panic in their voices when they call
Up
out
and down a wall
liberators?
for a little bit of protection.
They just go like,
you're fine.
"There's liberator!" Ah!
Liberator's being supered.
Alright. You got him?
Dude, one of them's Surfer, dead. you're taking the banner this
Liberator
time.
Oh, yep.
Grab the banner and take it.
Liberator middle.
Shit.
Comfortable, we should take it.
Get him.
Wait, should-
Controller's dying.
There's another Liberator.
They're all like panicking.
Alright.
Hey guys, you all having fun?
Yeah, I didn't have to do this the first time.
Okay, so
Holy fuck.
Surfer, stick around with them. Help them out clear this. I'm gonna move on and I'll call you.
Force of will. Use the force of will. Deal more damage.
So
Yeah, just stand.
let
Stand
me
middle.
just pause this. So like I told you guys, in this last section, I would advise you guys, I mean, if your team is having trouble, do the same thing. Have the second person that is running around with whoever is doing the the banner pickups, have that person like stick around at the last phase and help everybody out to clear the ads. Because basically, even though it's funny to make fun of all of this situation, it's going to suck if you lose a banner, because there's no real wipe mechanic here, but it's like if you lose a banner, you're basically going to have to keep doing banners until all 3 banners are in there. So, you know, it's useful if you can get it done fast so that nobody has to stay there too long. And it also improves morale. The faster you do encounters, the better team morale remains.
Yeah,
Alright,
man.
Liberator on
Hold on,
left,
left.
he's still shielded.
Oh, where's the counselor?
Do not
Oh, I see him. I see him. I'm going. I'm going. Get
Get him.
ready to shoot the liberators.
Alright,
Stop running from me, Liberator. Jeez, just let me kill you already.
alright, I'm gonna hit him with shield. Shields up, shall I say?
Watch the left side.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah. There's a nice amount of people on
I'm
the left
dead.
side.
There's a
Surfer.
there's a wall on the right.
get your ass in here, Surfer.
Whoa.
So basically, I predicted that the boss was about to show up, the mini boss dude that shows up in here, and I asked Surfer to come in so that he can help me in taking him out as fast as possible so that the team doesn't have to wait as long.
Oh. Get the rises.
Just one of you.
Thanks.
Where the fuck
Counselor's
is he?
appeared.
Alright. I see him, I'm gonna go for him.
What the fuck? Okay, there he is. I was like, I can't fucking see him. Okay,
Liberator
use
back
your
here.
use your alt. Use your alt.
Counselor's dead.
Liberator's dead.
There's
There's
another
another
one.
one in the center though. He's been tethered.
Yeah.
Okay, he's dead. Check the left side.
Yep, there's another one on. There's a Liberator on right.
There's a liberator coming to the middle.
Alright,
Yeah.
There's 2 liberators in the middle.
I got my rocket.
Got
One's
one
at
of
half.
them.
The one on left is half.
He's dead.
He's dead. Another Liberator on left.
Another one
Jeez.
on
Surfer, take it, Surfer.
Counselor, counselor.
Alright, where is he?
I don't know.
Okay, guys, we're almost there.
It just says he's appeared.
I see him. I'm going
Punch
for
him real quick.
Oh. Counselor's dead.
Okay, he got the last
ammo.
one.
Thank you.
Surfer has done it. Let's go.
Oh,
Everybody through the door.
Oh, what? Grab
Get
the
out of
loot.
that hellhole.
I
hell yeah.
have full thing. Calus is-
So, okay, so this chest right here, for the people that have never done this particular bit before, they will get loot. And that is regardless of which phase it's in. So like I said, this thing is going to change depending on which boss you're in. So say, for instance, if you completed the first boss, which in our case was the bathhouse, if you had already completed the bathhouse, the next time you come into this room, the next one that would trigger would be dog. So you would be doing exactly what we did here, but instead of this position, you would be doing it from this position. But it's the same thing. A symbol would appear, 4 people would defend, take 2 people to grab stuff and whatnot. And this is the way that you enter every single boss room, unless you are going through the underbelly, through the labyrinth, and taking shortcuts and whatnot, which are not particularly easy to navigate. And as a matter of fact, a lot of times I almost just think that doing this is faster than going through the underbelly, because it's a goddamn labyrinth in there. So let me just real quickly check which point we are at here. We should be whoever is doing this for the first time, you should have loot in here. The bathhouse. Hopefully you guys already looted it. Okay, it doesn't look like I give out instructions, so this is perfect, because now I get to tell you guys all about the bathhouse. Once again, we have the returning symbols of blades, chalice, dog, and sun. But this time we also have a new symbol, which is the guards, I guess. So basically, this symbol is supposed to represent 2 Cabal guards that show up on the ground. You guys will see these symbols as I show you the attempt. Now, an interesting thing about this attempt is that, like I said, I think I had either 3 or 4 people who were doing this for the very first time. So to be completely honest, I did not prepare them for the second phase of the encounter, because usually people tend to wipe a little bit here until we get the rotations down correctly and all this other stuff. So I just avoid overloading people with information. I kind of break everything down into bite-sized pieces to tell people each phase. Once they master phase 1, then I will focus on explaining phase 2. However, despite the fact that we had 4 or 3 people that were doing this for the first time, they were performing so well that despite us messing up a couple of times in this attempt, they were able to do it on their very first try. Now, bear in mind, this is not my first try because I had tried plenty of times before that. This is just the first try of like 3 or 4 people in my group, which is why I wasn't really bothering to explain them how the second phase was. But in this case, I'm going to explain everything how the bathhouse works to you guys so that you guys understand the concept. Okay, so there's 4 symbols in the 4 corners of the room. So if anybody goes into the bathhouse, you will be able to see these 4 symbols. Just look to the ground and you will see there should also be like an orb floating on each of these symbols. And another orb floating in the middle. Even though at the start, when you first enter this massive room, you're like, oh my God, the middle is like the most important part. No, not really. As a matter of, sorry about that. I got a dry throat. As a matter of fact, you only really go into the middle on the second phase. So, what you're going to do instead is you're going to assign one of these pads. Each of these pads gets assigned to one person, but tell that person not to make themselves feel at home because they're going to be swapping pads pretty early on. So the way this works is every single time you pick up one of those glowing orbs that you will see in this map, you're going to get 50 seconds of protection against the toxicity of the water. And there's like water in here. Oops. Where's the square? So there's water in here, water in here, water in here, and water in here. And there's a whole bunch of water in the middle here. That water is extremely toxic. As a matter of fact, I should paint this with some kind of color. Let's do gray. There. Gray is bad, evil, toxic water. So like I was saying, this water is toxic, and if you stand in it for too long, you're gonna die. Now, there's gonna be a couple of chains in this map. I'm just gonna draw a couple lines, so let's do yellow because they're golden. There's gonna be a couple of chains where I'm drawing these lines. When you start the event, the chains have like this little stone marker that you'll be able to see. That marker goes all the way up. And as you stand on these pads, they're actually circular, even though I made like this because I wanted to have distinct symbols. But they're actually circular, so you stand on these pads, and as you stand on them, the protection starts going down. But the chain also starts going down on all 4 pads. So I guess you guys can guess by yourselves what the objective is. Naturally, get the chains down all the way on all 4 pads. And pay attention because it's not just about bringing the little stone marker down. Once it comes down, you will also see these little fish type things locking it into place. So you have to wait all the way until the stone locks into place. Because I know that some teams like, my stone's down, I'm going to middle, it's time for DPS. And it's like, no. You only go down there into middle once your chain is fully locked by the goldfish. As a matter of fact, there's even like there's a special music that starts playing. It starts going like da na 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 na. So you know that second phase is active, and there's also a distinct audio ding announcing like it's DPS time. So everybody go have fun. So a couple of more interesting things. We haven't even talked about the rotation. I just said what's going to happen once the chain comes down. But obviously, if they're going to give you 50 seconds of protection, they're not going to make it in a way where like, well, 50 seconds is enough to bring the chains down because you have 6 people and only 4 corners. So that would just be unfair. You have to get everyone to stand on the pad. Otherwise, it wouldn't be fun. So what you're going to do is, like I said, you're going to assign 4 people. I'm going to represent them by this little symbol. So 4 people are going to go here, and you're going to have 2 people in the middle. This is at the start of the first phase. And once you start this, what's going to happen, in order to start the event, by the way, everybody needs to stand on a pad. There's 1 pad in the middle as well, so someone will stand on the middle pad. The event starts. So there's protection bubbles on all corners. And then the 2 people in the middle both need to grab protection 1 at a time because there's a little bit of a cooldown once someone grabs that protection orb in the middle. Now, once the event starts, so once everybody sits on their respective pads, the protection no longer spawns on the corner pads. The protection only spawns in the middle pad. So that obviously means that everybody needs to go into the middle pad at some point in order to refresh their protection. Now, I've seen people trying to do this like, oh, everybody spins clockwise, everybody spins counterclockwise, and everybody goes through every single symbol, and I don't think that's the most efficient way of doing things. So the way we do it is, there's going to be some special mobs that will spawn that are particularly hard to deal with. First, they spawn on the top pads, so Chalice and what I call blades, and then they will spawn on the bottom pads, so dogs and guards. So the way you do it is the people in middle, as soon as they grab their protection, they join the people in top. Once they join the people in top, the person in top should actually not be there. He's probably like here because this is where the pad is. The person in top will be in the pad shooting at the big monster, which is called Bather. So you come over here, you jump on top. There will be like 4 vents. Oops, I shouldn't use this symbol. Let's actually use, like, I don't know, this. And a different color. Let's go with pink. There's 4 vents in here. And there's the pad, like somewhere in there. So what you're going to do is you're going to jump on one of these vents, and you're going to help the person that's on the pad to kill their bather. Once the bather goes down, the person leaves the pad and you join and you jump on their pad. Now, the reason why you start on the vent is because if you jump on the water, your protection is running down. This grants you more protection time by not standing in the water. But anyway, as soon as the bather is dead, you're going to jump onto that person's pad because, again, the chain only comes down if there is one person in the pad. And after that, the other person leaves the pad, and what he's going to do is he's going to make a straight shot to the middle. He's going to grab the protection from middle, and he's going to go down to the other place, which is exactly the same thing that's happening here. Most likely the person in this place is either still fighting their bather or they already killed him. Either way, you help them kill the bather, or you simply jump on their pad, and then the person who is down here goes back to middle, grabs protection, goes back to top, and the circle continues and continues until all the chains lock down. So if there's someone here still, that person then goes back to middle, goes back to bottom, and you're constantly swapping like this. And people are like, that doesn't seem very optimal because of timing and all this other stuff. Well, here's the thing. If you're counting on time and you're like, okay, I need to be replaced when there's 10 seconds, what usually happens is everybody syncs up and everybody needs protection at the same time. Whereas if you're playing like this, things might seem a little bit more hectic, but trust me, it is so much easier. And naturally, this side does exactly the same thing. So the person who is here comes to this side, helps the person who is here kill their bather. As soon as the bather is dead, this person jumps on the pad. The person that was on the pad here jumps to middle, grabs protection, jumps to this other pad. Same thing. Kill the bather. The person who is here jumps here, goes there. The only thing you have to remember is, like, say for instance you were a Chalice. If you're a Chalice and you leave Chalice, you need to go to not Chalice on your side. So the 2 sides never cross. There's 3 people on this side, 3 people on this side. That's that. Super simple, super easy. There's nothing easier to do. Now, once all 4 chains lock down, and they should lock down at approximately the same time if you're doing this right. As a matter of fact, with this team, I was surprised how fast they were able to lock the chains. What's going to happen is that is going to trigger the DPS phase. So everybody leaves the pads, everybody runs to middle. And at this point, you're going to need 2 people to control adds and 4 people to deal damage. Now, this depends on how confident your raid team is. Like, if you're really confident that one person alone can take care of adds, that's fine. Just remember, there's going to be bathers spawning in here while other people are going to be busy doing other things. So if you think one person alone can take care of, like, I think it's 3 or 4 bathers that spawn during the damage phase, that's fine. You can have that person do that alone, or you can just assign 2 people to it and not worry too much about it. Now, once you get to the middle, that's when you get to worry about these little purple things that I drew here. So once these chains go all the way down, there are also some chains in the middle that pull some things out of the water. Now, those things are going to be like these purple crystals inside an urn. So what you're going to do is you're going to shoot those purple crystals as fast as you possibly can. So what I did for my team is, like, always shoot left to right so that everyone is focusing exactly the same crystal instead of spreading their damage all over the place. So you're going to have 4 people in here just damaging these chains. You're going to have 2 people on the sides damaging the adds to making sure that shit doesn't get out of control and people die. Now, in the attempt that I did, things got out of control. People died. I was very surprised we were able to salvage that attempt, but it wasn't the first full Ironbreakers attempt, but it was an attempt that I thought was really interesting because it's going to show you all 4 corners, because at one point we had a really weird death and I had to like swap locations with someone else. So you will see me rotate from one side to the other on the fly because it was simply necessary, but we were able to communicate things effectively and get people where they needed to be and salvage the attempt. But either way, basically, eventually, you're not going to be able to damage these things. They become immune. Once they become immune, everybody hops off the platform, kills all the adds, reset back to their pads, and rinse and repeat until you destroy all of these little purple things. Like I said, it's very important to define an order. So going left to right is the best way, and you guys are going to see, well, you seem to be hovering over the right one. Well, if you're sitting on this pad, shooting in this direction, this is your left. So always left to right means usually we take out this one, then we take out this one, then we take out this one, and then this one, and then this one, and then this one, this one, this one, this one. This usually, most teams will do it in like 2 phases. I'm not sure if we did it in 2 or 3. I think we did in 3 in this attempt because, like I said, we had a lot of people who were doing it for the first time. But if your fire team is really, really good, you might be even able to do it in 1 phase. I don't know. It depends just on how good you guys are and how coordinated you are. Anyways, I'm going to show you what this encounter looks like. Because pretty much once you kill all these 3 purple things, that is the end of the encounter. So let me show you guys what this looks like. Okay, so everybody pick a corner. I will look around when you've all been set up, and I will see if we're all good.
So are you gonna jump in the center?
Yeah, I will jump in the
Start
center. Make sure that you all have protection before we start. That includes you, DPM. Make sure you grab the thing.
Yep, coming.
You can also grab the one
so
in
we grab
Curate's
protection
spot.
from the center? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we can grab it from our spot.
Yeah, you can
you
grab it from
jump
whatever.
on it,
Just make sure that you grab protection, and once you grab protection, jump off the pad. And then I will tell you guys when to jump in. Is everybody ready?
Yep.
I am.
Okay, everybody jump on your pads and let's go. So as you can see, the music starts playing as soon as you trigger the thing. Also notice protection is indicated in the lower left-hand side right there, psionic protection times 46. I'm going to be rotating for the right side like I mentioned in the map here. Let me show you guys the map again. I'm basically rotating for this side. So I just came from middle. I activated the middle one. The other guy who's rotating for the other side is DPM. So he's already here. He already grabbed protection. He's already in the pads getting ready to shoot down the bather. And you guys are going to see what the bathers look like and what that particular part of the raid is.
Here we go. 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 Go to the middle.
Go. Okay, so very quickly, you guys saw us take down a bather pretty fast there, but a lot of the times you will actually see the bather dead by the time I get to the pad. So things that help with these bathers, because some people might have a little bit more trouble than others. Definitely something that I don't think helps is a sniper rifle. So I would advise you to either take fusion rifles. Merciless, I would assume, is particularly good for this kind of stuff, but it is not necessary. The very first time I did it, I had a fusion rifle, but it was just a legendary one. It was not merciless. So if someone tells you, you got to have merciless for the raid, man, it's not needed. A rocket launcher is particularly useful. You will see me use the raid rocket launcher because I got it as a drop previously. And that is just like decimates these things. Other things that help, pulse grenades. So if you're a Titan, which is the class that I've been playing the most, you want to get those firewall grenades because they're always damaging something. You want to get those void wall grenades, even though in this video I say void wall grenades don't work because I throw a grenade and I landed in a pit, unfortunately. But like if you're using like firewall grenades, you'll have to wait until the bather jumps out and then you throw the grenade, because if you throw the grenade when he's coming out, it's just going to go into the hole and it's not going to do anything. If you're a striker, obviously you have the pulse grenade, particularly useful. I think the pulse grenades, by the way, is like one of the best things for Titans, like not even compared with anything else. And yeah, other classes just pick whatever grenade you have that does damage over time. That's what you want to use on these guys. Super effective just once you learn how to land them properly. So basically, in my opinion, like rocket launchers, fusion rifles, and grenades, those are your best friends when it comes to killing these guys, because whenever you do one of those things, it's going to get them to stagger, and whenever they stagger, they're not jumping on top of you and slashing away at you in all manner of displeasant ways.
Sorry, but all right.
So as you can see, as soon as I got to the pad, you guys saw Fox over there jump away because he's now going to the middle. Once he gets to the middle, he's going to go to the other pad below me, which is the guards pad.
Okay, come to dogs. You can go, sir.
No, we have to kill the bather
Sorry,
first.
stay there.
Yeah, you always kill the bather before you leave. I guess I didn't mention that. Another important thing that I didn't mention yet, if you guys look on the lower right-hand side, I have that little golden token there. That is a revive token. So every single real encounter in this raid has revive tokens. So like that first thing with the banners and stuff, that's not really an encounter. That's just like a gating mechanic to let you go inside a specific boss fight. So that does not apply there, but every other encounter has a very specific revive mechanic. That means every player gets one revive. That is one revive per attempt. So if you revived someone, you can't revive anybody else. And the other revive mechanic is if someone is dead for more than 30 seconds, the entire raid wipes.
I am here. Go ahead, Mads.
Oh shit, I just figured out that Void Wall Grenade does not work on bathers. That fucking sucks. Like I said, this is where I made a mistake. It does work on bathers, you just have to let him jump out instead of chucking it at his face while he's coming out from the pit.
Yeah, it's not amazing.
Well,
Kind of sucks for Titan.
So I'm not sure if you guys saw there. I'm gonna rewind real quick because like stuff happens so fast in Raid. I want to make sure that you guys understand what happened here. So notice that Mads came in. That means Mads already came in from guards, went to middle, grabbed protection, and he's coming to relieve me from my pad. Notice I still have 5 psionic protection left. That's about 5 seconds left in the water. So Mads comes in. As soon as he touches my pad, I am out of there. You'll see me instantly jump away and moving to middle. And like I said, I'm now going to be swapping my position. I'm going to swing by middle to grab protection. Like I said, it's only available in middle. There's the protection. And now I'm going to run right through this door, jump through here. Be careful not to fall in that well beneath me. And there's Fox. Looks like he just killed his bather. It's all good. And I'm coming into his pad. Boom. Fox leaves, goes to the middle, Like I said, some and we people keep have doing this better trade. loadouts to deal with Titans, which is perfect.
all right.
Oh my god.
Dog's chain is done.
Don't worry about it. You have to wait until the golden thing comes in and locks it. And they're locking everybody up to the middle. Wow. So here I was super surprised. The reason I said wow is because like, so I have like 3 new people in here and we're already locking down the chains. Like that's impressive because usually when you have new people, they're just like, oh my God, I don't know how to trade. And there's so many ads. I don't know what I'm doing. And everybody dies. So now we're going to go into the DPS phase. Oh, that was first attempt. We're reaching fucking phase 2. That's what I like. Okay, Surfer. So notice the chains that I talked about. You can see the little purple things over here. These are the things that we are going to be shooting. So the way this is going to work out, like I said, is you're going to want to have 2 people on ads. Now in this attempt, I'm going to designate myself and Surfer, which is a Night Stalker hunter. So he's very good at doing AoE. And what I end up doing is I assign... No, actually, I think... Did I assign myself? No, I think I assigned Curade. Yeah, I assigned Curade and Surfer to ads, and I assigned myself to the platform because nobody had ever done it before, so I needed to make sure they were shooting the right targets. So what you're going to need is you're going to need to have 4 people in this little pad over here, because those are the only people that will be able to deal damage to these little purple things. Now, the problem with that is that obviously you're going to be standing on the black water, so you're going to need psionic protection, so you only have a short amount of time to deal damage, which is why I said some people do 3 DPS phases, some people do 2 DPS phases. It all depends on how much DPS your team can push out. You're on ad control, and I need Curate on ad control as well. Everybody else in the middle, and shoot left to right the target that I'm shooting. Left to right, the 3 chains. Since I kind of dropped that on them all of a sudden, I also popped my super so that I could bounce shields. That's it, left to right. Shoot the middle one now. So that I could bounce shields and eventually also hit some of the ads and help them a little bit in ad control. But mostly I wanted to make sure that people were shooting the right targets. Because again, remember, a lot of these people are doing this for the first time. Someone get a res in there?
Yep.
Okay, left to right. I'm rezzing.
Gosh.
Okay, I'm down.
Like have like a healing rep?
Yeah, that's...
I think we're all...
I'm sorry, I greatly underestimated our capacity to do phase 1.
What's the counter?
Get a revive.
Okay, everybody back to your pads, back to your pads.
No, no. The
Everybody back to your
Go with the
pads.
ghost.
No, didn't we kill the ghost?
Alright.
It's dead. So, another important thing, once you kill the Scion that appeared here in the middle, you guys saw them knife the Scion. Once you kill that Scion, usually a apparition, projection it's called, will spawn here or maybe, you know, somewhere in this vicinity. You want to kill that apparition or it's going to wipe the raid in 30 seconds. They're pretty easy to kill though, so don't stress yourself over it. It's just you kill them or in 30 seconds, boom, everybody dies. So you kill the Scion, kill the apparition, reset everyone back to their pads, get the chains down again, and you get another DPS phase. And then it's just rinse and repeat until all the purple things are dead.
I did,
Yeah.
but everyone left.
DPM, do you have protection?
No.
Come
I
get
don't.
it. Trade me for the other side. It's fine. So like I said, here is where I traded to the other side because I had my protection. I was ready to go. And DPM wasn't, so he had to go to middle. In that case, I just said, okay, so you go to middle and swap to right side, and I'll just come over here because I'm already good to go. You go. Now you're rotating for the other side.
Yep.
And as you can see, Curade's Titan Striker Grenade just like demolished that that bather over there, which is why I'm telling you, pulse grenades, rocket launchers, maybe even grenade launchers. I don't use grenade launchers personally because I think they're not that great, but you know that's the type of weaponry that you're gonna want to have against these guys. Fusion rifles, rocket launchers, and the pulse grenades. Yeah, I'm here. Go, Curade. Curade, go.
Alright,
Go.
I'm going. Oh, shh.
Okay, come to dogs.
Alright, Mad, so I am almost there.
Yes, there's a
Do we-
guard.
who has does anybody have a revive token?
I'm out.
I did.
I think we spent all
I'm
of
out.
them. So
I
next
have
person dies, we're done.
Okay, one person has a revive token.
So only one person died.
So notice how I'm going to throw the next void grenade. That's how you're supposed to throw it. Yeah, if you could just die one person at a time, that'd be great.
Grand.
Did you see how that just melted through that bather? So it does work. It's just a matter of knowing when to throw it. Oh my god, I was lying about the fucking thing. This is actually awesome. Surfer, he's dead. Come and get me.
Okay.
You want to see your DPM?
I'm coming. Okay, go,
Alright.
Fox.
Yep.
Curate, get out of the pad. I'm here. Move to a safer spot.
Okay.
Fuck, where the fuck? Oh, he pushed me away, motherfucker.
Alright.
You want me to help leave Vader?
Oh, I'm good, I'm good.
Okay. Going back to middle.
By the way, can I just say I fucking love the Sunshot hand cannon? God, it's one of my favorite weapons in this whole damn game.
Coming to blades now.
Alright, go
I
ahead,
need
Mads.
open blade.
Oh, Surfer's dead. Who has the token?
I have arrived. I have.
And see, this right here is when I thought we were done. Because someone died, we were down to 1 revive token. This was the first time that this team was doing this. And I was just like, yeah, we're probably going to wipe. But let them keep trying for as long as possible. Whoever has
run
revive, go and get him. Which spot are you leaving? Who had the revive?
I left Calus.
Chalice.
Curate,
I'm
if you
starting
can
on
take that.
Chalice.
Okay, are we
Going
good?
to chalice now.
Alright.
Well,
Trying to
someone
get
needs to.
there.
Once again, we basically swapped rotations again. Because, like, we rezzed someone, and then we swapped the person who went into res. We swapped someone else to his spot to keep the pads going. The one thing we didn't do and we should have done is I forgot that the person who's dead does not have protection. So it's like right now, this is very, very flimsy. This whole raid attempt's about to fall apart.
To set blades. Someone needs to set blades. Who was going to raid me?
Guards
I'm going to
without
blades. Going to
psionic
blades.
protection.
Going to
Alright.
blades.
Go, quick.
Just gonna stand on blades. I'm gonna stand on blades.
Ooh. It's getting...
I'm out of protection.
Getting hectic.
You got that, right, Surfer?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, go Fox.
Alright.
Jeez. Okay, Ruri coming in.
Yep.
Alright, going back middle.
Alright, I'm coming, Mads.
Okay, it's locking in. Everybody middle.
Alright.
Alright, middle.
I'll be on ads. Me and Surfer will be on ads. Everybody else just damage the chains. Remember, left to right. Start on the back one. So you guys... the fuck are the... Oops. There you are, you little... So you guys are probably looking at me just looking all over the place with my rocket launcher and not taking a single shot. That's why I assigned Surfer to it as well, so that Surfer could start taking out ads. And I'm just like, where's the bather? Where's the bather? And the guys will see bather comes in right here, and I was like, oh yeah. There you are, you little fucker. I've been waiting for you.
Does anybody have like a rift?
Yeah, if you have healing rift.
And Titan. Or Hunter and Titan.
Oh, okay.
Why is it?
You must not be on the plate.
Yeah, you have to stand on the
Yeah,
plate.
you have to stand on the plate.
We're almost out here. Jump out of the water, because you don't have psionic protection.
If you don't have psionic protection, bail out. If you still have it, keep shooting. Okay, focus on ads now. Is there no more protection? Okay, we wait until this
Alright, we're
motherfucker
done,
spawns
we're done,
and
we're done.
kill him.
Oh yeah, for that guy.
Kill the projection. Kill the projection.
Another one.
Okay, everybody back to your pads. Back to your pads.
Am I going back to right or am I going left?
It doesn't matter, whichever one you want. Get your protection and go.
Alright, I'll stay right then. Stay
Okay.
right then.
Get your protection and go. I'll go second.
Alright.
Go, Fox.
Yep.
Go, curate.
Okay. Going.
How was that for an entrance?
Going to dogs.
Alright, Mads.
Okay, Surfer, go middle.
Chalice's bather has spawned.
Alright.
Alright, I'm going.
Yeah.
Go. Go, go.
Watch the enemies in the middle, whoever has to go there.
Shit. I didn't get my protection. Actually, I did get it.
Oh, wait.
Alright.
On my way.
Go.
Alright. Yep.
Curate, I got you.
Okay,
Oh, fuck.
going back middle.
Damn it.
You good,
Fuck.
Ruri?
No, I'm good, I'm good. I just fucked up a little bit.
Okay,
Don't forget, we have no
coming back
revive,
blades.
so be careful.
Yeah, we can. Alright, Mads.
They're locking in. Everybody to middle.
In middle.
Alright.
Same teams. Me and Surfer on ads. Everybody shooting the things down. Start with the left one and then move left to right throughout all the chains. Remember, keep an eye on your fucking protection. I don't want to see anybody dying in here.
Alright. Holy shit.
Two lamps left.
2 lamps left. Let's go.
Everybody get on middle and help. Everybody get on middle. Fuck the ads. Go, 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 go.
Last one.
Go, 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 go. Everybody get on middle. Good job, everyone. First try. First fucking try.
GG.
That's what I'm talking about, people.
First time.
That's what I'm fucking talking about, people. Oh, looks, I see someone got something from the raid. What's Mob Justice? What the fuck is that?
It is a SMG.
SMG. Well, sucks to be you, dude, because SMGs fucking suck.
Yep.
Okay, I need everyone to tell me, which keys did you get?
I
got an aqueduct.
Yeah.
Aqueduct key? Let me think. Aqueduct. Okay, I think I know where it is. Who's the raid leader right now? Who's the party leader? It's DPM.
Fox.
Fox? Okay, Fox, take us back to orbit. But basically, okay. Wait, where the hell is this bit? Basically, the way this works is, oh, okay, this is the entrance to the Leviathan. Okay, this is perfect. This is perfect for our next bit. So, what happens in the Leviathan raid is that you are going to have to go to different locations of the Underbelly, which is the labyrinth part, in order to get the additional loot. Because whenever you kill one of the main bosses, then there's 4 main bosses in this raid. Those bosses are the bathhouse, which we just completed, the pleasure gardens, which I will show you guys next, the gauntlet, which I will also show you guys, and Emperor Calus himself, which I will show you guys at the end of the video. And what I also wanted to mention to you guys is that this attempt was made all by Ironbreakers. All the 3 first attempts. So like the bathhouse, the pleasure gardens, and the gauntlet, that's a full Ironbreaker group. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get enough Ironbreakers yesterday to do another raid attempt. So yesterday I went in with a bunch of randoms to complete the raid because I wanted to complete the raid on the first week. I just had to do it. It's just one of those things. But anyway, I'm going to show you guys a little bit of what it looks like inside the Leviathan for those who have never seen it. And there's also a couple of funny things that happen. I'm not sure if a lot of funny stuff happens in here. Usually the most fun is when we have to go through the fans and a lot of people die. But I'll show you guys how that stuff works. So here you go. This is how you gain entrance. This particular section is once you get into the raid, right beneath the bridge of the raid, at the end, you will find this. I actually have another guide that tells you how to do this section solo if you want to go inside the Leviathan Underbelly by yourself. So if you go and watch the previous live stream, all that stuff is in there. But basically, the way this works is left to right, each of these levers gets a number. So this is lever number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and number 6. I will be on lever number 6. So everybody else pick your lever and make sure you know your number. If you don't know your number, ask me and I will tell you.
I am 5.
I'm on 3.
Okay. Okay, so basically the way this is going to work is I'm going to say the number. You don't have to tell me that you pressed your level. I'm just assuming as soon as you hear the number, you've pressed square to press your lever. Don't tell me that you pressed it. Just press your lever as soon as I tell you the number, okay?
Okay.
Okay, 1, 5, 3, 2, 4. Oh my god, I'm so fucking good.
2 for 2 on this one.
Oh,
Calus
man.
first try. Come on, let's do it.
Oh yeah, we got this.
No.
Full raid first try.
And if you guys are wondering, because I know that sometimes people are like, oh, so you look this shit up. No, I actually tested this sequence with the fire team that I came here first. I tested it bit by bit. So we went 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 until we came up with that sequence.
Jeez.
Oh, look. What is that? In the hole?
Oh yeah, you guys are gonna have so much fun now. Have
I
fun.
love the pipes. These
Get
pipes
in
were
there.
so much fun earlier.
I'm waiting this time.
Get
I
in
know.
there. Get in there. Go ahead. Y'all have fun with that. Go ahead and
there
navigate
we
through
go.
this.
I clicked the
Aria
jump button.
lost too.
Can somebody revive me?
So basically, if you die here, you don't get to be on top with the prism weapons because you suck at jumping.
Oh, goody.
No.
Well, I guess.
Curade, did you die? Curade, no. How did?
Yeah.
Well, you can't be on top now, dude. You fucked up.
No, I was
I
at the
know,
end.
right? All that knowledge gone.
Foxes. So it's Zephyr and.
Surfer.
Rook.
No. I definitely want Curate on top because he already knows what he's doing.
Yeah. It's gonna take me a second on this one.
Okay, so everybody point and shame everyone that is still jumping now. Make sure you got to make fun of them. They have to suffer.
Does salt work? Use me
Just
sprinkling
can't
that
be
salt.
last. Just don't be last.
Oh, what the fuck?
How did I die?
Well,
dude,
this fan kills people. This fan does not like guardians. It kills them.
I don't think a lot of things
You
like
fan.
guardians.
A lot of fun with that shit.
Oh,
As long
me
as
and
4
DPM
people
did
don't
that.
pile up on the same one.
So they actually stayed quite a bit in there to the point where I actually had to clip a bit of the video. Jesus Christ.
And the
Push me
fan.
off again.
Oh my god. The
Okay,
fan. Oh my
everybody get on the lift. Let's go up. I don't think we have to do the fans to get the aqueduct key, though. I think you guys are in luck.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
Sounds
So
like
let
more
me see.
water.
Is
Oh,
it
could
this
be that
way?
height
You can always
system
do it for
that we found,
funsies.
Paul?
It's that jump with the platforms we did last night with the spinning thing. That's the one that you guys got to do.
I don't
Okay.
like the sound of that.
Oh yeah, I got that one first try.
Make sure that you're all together because it's very easy to get lost in this place, and I don't want to be walking around looking for you guys.
Yeah. It's a lot easier to explore the place with 2 people because you never get
Oh
lost.
yeah.
Yeah. This place
Can't
literally
you
broke
also
my
have, like, a
first fire
shortcut
team.
to- This way?
Yeah, wait.
Whoop. I fucked it.
Watch
I
it, watch
fucked
it,
it.
watch it.
God damn it. Why did you do that, Surfer, you bastard? I
Okay.
wanted to
Now
try
I'm
and
left.
get it this time.
Then why did you say so?
It's fine.
Wait, is there a secret achievement or something? that
No,
you
it's
don't
not.
show on the wa-
It's not an achievement. It's just there's a hidden chest in this room. We can't get it because we don't have the key, so it's not a big deal. But I always want to try and start taking these rooms a little bit more seriously. We don't have to because we don't have the proper key, so it's whatever. Okay, I want to check this side. This just goes to the other place. It's whatever. Everybody jump up here.
That door was haunted.
Nah, I think simple coordination we lacked right there.
Okay, don't go through that one because that leads back outside.
All right.
Good to know.
There's 3 different ways that I know of that you can get in here. Those levers that we just did are one of them. There's 2 other different entrances. Okay, so this way goes to the drains. So technically speaking, this way should take us to the aqueduct, right? I mean, there's
with the
water
sign?
here. Oh, there we go. It's the aqueduct. Okay, whoever has swords, my advice, equip them.
Oh.
Wait
no.
a second. Is it on this side or is it on the... I think it should be on the other side, right? The chest. No, wait. Actually, the chest is here. Isn't it? Yeah, the chest is here. You don't have to cross it. You're lucky. We're on the right side. The chest is where I put up my barrier. You don't have to cross it. Look at how lucky you guys are.
I opened it.
Select Calus's gift.
So who had it?
boy.
It was Curade, DPM, and Mads, right? Okay, you all got your loot?
Two. Yeah, I got mine.
Okay.
Yep.
So everybody got your shit, right? Well, let's go.
Yep.
See, that was easy.
So are
we
we
did.
going back to-
I should have let you all do the puzzle and then tell you now you have to jump all the way back, because it's actually on this side.
That would
I mean, we ended up doing it last night anyways.
Yeah, we
Just that was
did.
the wrong way.
So as you can see, it can actually be quite a bit of fun to play around down there so long as you have a fire team that is not constituted of complete randoms. Because, you know, randoms have a tendency to get salty whenever they're like for instance, that sequence where everybody jumped and 2 people died, and I was like, everybody point and shame, because it's funny, and everybody's having good fun. Like, if you do that with a group of complete strangers, they're going to be like, hey, man, fuck you, man. Who are you to make fun of me and my jumps? You know what I'm saying? It's cool if you go with a group of people that are not salty, are not upset, because otherwise you're going to have problems. Anyway, this next fight is the Pleasure Gardens. And in order to gain entrance to this fight, what we did is we went back to the unknown courtyard, except this time around, we had to start over here at the dogs. Like I told you guys, that's going to happen from time to time. So we started at the dogs. We got random signs. I don't remember which signs we got. We got the banners from each sign. We planted them over here at dog. Once we planted the signs at dog, door opened, we went in. It's exactly the same strategy, so I'm not going to show that particular clip again. That would not make a lot of sense. Instead, I'm going to tell you all about the Pleasure Gardens. Now, I'm not the one who made this map because this map is way too complicated. As a matter of fact, I don't remember the person who did this map, and I really should. Let me just look it up real quick, because I think they have the name here. I want to make sure that it's /u//Jammin the Man. I'm assuming this is like a Reddit thing. Yeah, it's Jammin the Man. I'm gonna even put up his Reddit page in here. It's this guy. This guy right here made the map. Jammin the Man on Reddit. Thank you very much for making this map. Anyway, so you guys see all this shit in this map, all this fucked up stuff that you guys see up in here. Well, don't worry too much about it, because until they patch this goddamn encounter, which is the buggiest piece of garbage I have seen in my entire Destiny 2 experience, I swear to God, I have not seen a single thing glitch harder than this one encounter. It is impressive. And also, this map, I believe, is incomplete. Not to criticize the guy who made the map, because there's a lot of really good detail that's going to allow me to explain the entire strategy to you guys, but I believe there is a rock missing right about here. I think there's like a big rock back here. Anyway, here's what you're going to have to do for this particular raid. First thing you got to do is decide which 2 of your fire team have the best jumping and spotting skills. So these are people that need to be very good at jumping and extremely observant. These are the 2 qualities required for the 2 people that will be doing the second hardest job in this raid, in this particular encounter. And once you assign those 2 people, there's going to be 2 prisms, one over here, one over here. These 2 people pick up the prisms, the encounter begins. So the first thing, I'm only going to tell you guys what the prism guys are supposed to do. So the prism guys, they're going to take, one of them is going to take left side, which embodies all of this. The other person's going to take the right side, which embodies all of this. These little gray squares indicate structures that are in the location, and these are places that you will have to jump to. Now, the important thing are the purple balls. So the purple balls are the flowers. The flower is an extremely important mechanic in this game. Even though it says here possible flower location, there's always flowers on these spots. The thing is, they're not always active. Let's just say, for the sake of simplicity, the purpose of the prism bearer is to identify which of these 4 flowers is active, and they can't touch the ground. So they have to do it from air at all times. This means jumping from here to here, from here to here, 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 here. Be able to jump throughout all of these places, basically. You have to be able to jump throughout all of these places without falling down. Same thing for this side. Exactly the same thing for this side. You have to be able to jump through all these places without falling down. And like I said, Their job is to first identify which one of the flowers is active. So what I ended up doing is I assigned code names to each of these 4 flowers on each of these sides. So this one is left close because it's the closest one. This one is left mid because it is the one that's right about middle distance. This one is left far because it's all the way on the other edge of the screen, of the map even. So left close, left mid, left far. And then this one over here we just call trees because there's a bunch of trees around it. So left close, left mid, left far, trees. These are the 4 flowers that left side has to keep track of. So pretty much whenever this encounter begins, the person that has the left side prism jumps all over the place and instantly announces the first flower they see active. So if it's left close, they jump on their thing and they say left close. Although I would advise you to tell your prism hunters, if you want to call them that, to basically try and identify these 3 first, because the persons at the bottom, we have line of sight to the close flowers, both on left side and on right side. So since the persons at the bottom have line of sight, they can decide whether we want to go here or we want to go there. And why do we want to go there? I'll get to that in a minute. And then on the right side, so we gave code names to all these. Now we got to give code names to all these. We have the same thing. So right close, right middle, right far. And since this one is in the middle of a bunch of rocks, we call it rocks. So right close, right middle, right far, rocks. And again, the person that's on this side also needs to be jumping all over the place, identifying which plant is active. So usually you will always have 2 choices of plants. One should spawn on this side, another one should spawn on this side, and your prism bearers will tell you which ones are active. And then it is going to be the responsibility of one person to decide which plant you have to go to. Now, the objective of this particular raid encounter is for you to kill 6 dogs. The dogs are represented in this graphic in the form of lines. You can see this Arun is a dog, and they apparently say that he paths around this thing. I would not put too much trust in the pathing, not to say bad things from the person who made the map. It's just this encounter is tremendously glitched. It is ridiculously glitched. There's just like, I can't even begin to describe how glitched this shit is. So you cannot try to predict the behavior of the dogs. Like, you can have a general idea of the behavior of the dogs, but they are way too unpredictable. Because a lot of times dogs will just start glitching, and before they grow restless, because I know some people are going to say, oh no, that's the restless mechanic. No. Before that, sometimes dogs will just glitch the fuck out and detect a random person that happens to be across the fucking map. Sometimes dogs glitch the fuck out and detect people that are on top of the rocks. So there's all kinds of fucked up mechanics in here. So sure, this gives you a general idea, but don't put super faith on how this shit works. Anyway, your objective is to kill all these dogs. So there's Vase, Thog, I don't fucking know, Arun, Morn. But of course they couldn't have like easy names for you to be like, okay, let's kill John. No, you have to go Morn and Bale, Trok and Vaz and Thog and Arun, you know. It couldn't have simple names. No, it had to be these fucked up names that nobody's going to be able to pronounce. Particularly like if you have, say, foreigners in your group, like fuck that shit. Trying to identify which dog is what, pain in the ass. But anyway, your objective is to kill these 4 dogs. But like I said, the 4 dogs have way too much damage. So how are you going to be able, have way too much health. So how are you going to be able to kill those dogs? Well, I've only mentioned the roles of 2 people so far. The prism bearers, they have to identify the flowers and tell you where the flowers are. Well, the other 4 people are going to be jumping into this location over here. And there's going to be 4 more things that spawn for them to pick up, which are seeds. Is it seeds? I don't know. It's something that you use to pollinate the flowers with. Either way, those 4 people pick up seeds, and what you want to do is you want to designate 1 leader, so only 1 person moves, and all the other 3 people, which were the ones I called the incompetents, they just follow this other person around. That's all they have to do, because you want to minimize the chance for mistakes. So your objective is to guide the 4 people to an active plant, the 4 people that have the pollen. Once they get to an active plant, one of the prism bearers shoots the plant with a laser, which is enabled by the prism. And once that prism bearer shoots the plant with a laser, the party should get a stacking buff times 12, which increases your damage. Now, obviously, I guess you guys can figure out the mechanic from here. You basically have to guide these people to as many plants as possible to get as many buffs as possible in order to damage the dogs. The problem is, obviously, the dogs are going to be on patrol. And if the dogs detect you, then you're fucked. That's it. Well, you're not necessarily fucked. It's not like a wipe or anything, but basically your buff stacking phase is over when the dogs spot you. Now, another important thing, because this encounter doesn't have enough mechanics just yet, is that in order for the prism bearers to shoot a plant, they need to be standing on one of the platforms that is marked with a yellow circle, because that is where you will see these beams of light. Those are the only places that you can shoot the prism laser from. So not only do your guys got to be good at jumping, they also got to be good at positioning themselves at the time to shoot each of the flowers. And they also need to try and report the position of the dogs as you are moving throughout this place. So yeah, that's the prism bearer's job. So they find the flowers. They tell you more or less where the dogs are so that you know if you can go into the flower or not, if you can be running, if you have to walk, or if you have to crouch. Because like I said, you don't want to be detected by the dogs, and running will trigger the dogs. Walking too close to them will trigger them. So if you have to pass close through a dog, you have to crouch, and your entire group has to crouch. Now, the 3 people that are following, they need to be aware of this. Basically, if the person who is leading people through the jungle, if he's standing, everybody stand. If he's running, everybody run. If he's crouching, everybody crouch. It's basically a big game of Simon Says. So all those 3 people have to do is follow him around and keep his ass safe. Another thing, because again, there's still not enough mechanics in this encounter. Snipers will spawn every time you pollinate a flower and you shoot it with the laser. Snipers will spawn here and here. And your guys with the prisms, they will have to shoot the snipers with the laser to kill them. Every now and then, instead of snipers, beast handlers will spawn, and the beast handlers will drop down to the place where the other 4 players are walking around trying to gather pollen, and the other players can't fight beast handlers, so the prism bearers have to kill the beast handlers as well. But that's not all. There's more. Okay, so I told you guys about gathering the pollen, shooting the flowers, walking people through the thing, all of this stuff in order to get the buffs. Okay, so let's say a dog detects you, or you're ready to start dealing damage to the dogs. How does this work? You find the dogs that you want to damage, you start damaging them, and as soon as you begin damaging them, or as soon as they detect you, you have 30 seconds to deal as much damage as you can, after which the entire raid dies. Yeah. Fun fucking times. So, how do you prevent this? Well, in those 30 seconds that you have to deal damage, you usually get about 20 to 22 seconds to deal that damage. And then in the remaining 8 seconds, everybody needs to get the fuck out of Dodge, get into this little hole. This thing will be open. Everybody needs to be in here by the end of the 30 seconds or everybody's dead. So this right here is a safe room. So how does the safe room work? Well, every time the dogs start howling, which is when you're detected or when you start damaging one of them, again, you got those 30 seconds. If you are in here, this thing closes. It protects the entire raid. Nobody dies. However, a mechanic like that obviously has to have some kind of a penalty, right? Yep, the penalty is you can only use it 3 times. You get 3 times to do this, and that means that by the 4th attempt, which is like get 1 attempt, 1 stay in the room, 2 attempts, another stay in the room, 3 attempts, another stay in the room, and then 1 last attempt, no more room. So the idea here is, you guys will probably say, so why don't we just kill 1 dog per attempt? Wouldn't that be great? But no, because what's going to happen if you actually kill the dogs in any of the attempts is on the next attempt, you're going to have less time to collect pollen. because the dogs grow restless faster, and therefore the whole part where they start howling triggers by itself. So what you have to do is you have to deal as much damage to the dogs without killing them for 2 phases, or at least that's what we did. It depends on how good your raid team is. But what we chose to do is deal as much damage to the dogs as you possibly can in 2 phases. Once those 2 phases are done, you kill them in the 3rd phase. Because if you don't kill them in the 3rd phase, when you get to the 4th phase, all hell's going to break loose. We've made it to the 4th phase only by damaging the dogs and not killing them. And they grew restless almost out of the gate. So the 4th phase is almost just like a good luck. It's like a Hail Mary. So you should even pretend the 4th phase is not there. You want to be killing your dogs on the 2nd or on the 3rd phase. So like I said, now, a couple of tips to do this, or how we did this. We walk around, we gather pollen as best as we can on our first attempt. And as soon as we either find a dog or we decide it's time to start damaging, I will tell my team, okay, you guys attack this dog. So we'll have 3 people on 1 dog. They'll be able to take him down as low as possible. And without killing the dog, they will usually be able to still potentially target another dog and damage that. I would usually go, because I was the one with the highest power level, I would usually go off by myself, find another dog, deal as much damage as I possibly could to that. And the prism bearers would find yet another dog and deal as much damage to that one as they possibly could. So as you can see, we'd be spreading our damage throughout at least 3 or 4 dogs on the first phase, because we would, depending on which side we would damage the fuck out of that side, because I would have 5 people on this one side, and the person who's on the other side just jumps on one of the dogs, starts attacking him, and that will free up, that will basically give us a lot of damage spread throughout these dogs. Then on the second phase, I would obviously try to end the phase on the other side, because the other dog's going to be more healthy, and then spread our damage on that side. And then on the third phase, we would try to go in and just kill everything. However, very rarely did these things go according to plan, because have I mentioned that this encounter is glitchy as fuck? So a lot of the times we would get detected while we were trying to get pollen, so we would have to try and deal damage with less than optimal stacks. And you will also see me suicide. I think I actually, on the attempt that we achieved this, I actually suicided twice on purpose. And there's a glitch to that as well, because whenever you die in this encounter, your ghost is supposed to spawn in this room so that people can res you and keep going. I've had multiple attempts where me or somebody else died, and instead of spawning in here like you're supposed to, we spawned in here. And we wiped the whole fucking raid because we're dead for more than 30 seconds, because there's no way anyone can get from here to here in the allotted time in 30 seconds to come and res us. So yeah, more glitches, please. Please, more glitches. Anyway, the point of view that you guys will have during this attempt is my point of view. And what I was doing is I was guiding people on getting to the flowers. Now, for those of you who are going to have someone guide you through the flowers, here is my advice. In order to get to the close ones, it's pretty obvious. You come over here, you get it. You come over here, you get it. Now, an important thing is, if you're going to get this flower, a lot of the times you will have a rune pathing through here. Definitely. So you have to wait. And the reason I don't think a rune paths like this is because I think he comes here and he turns back. A lot of the times he comes here and he turns back. I'm pretty sure. Either way, most of the times you're going to have a rune here, so you'll have to wait here until a rune clears out, and then you move in and you grab that flower. So the close ones are easy. How do you get the trees? Well, the easiest path to get the trees, in my opinion, is you go out from this side, straight through here. Because as you can see, there's no dogs pathing through here. The only thing you need to pay attention to is Morn. The only dog you got to pay attention to when coming to trees is Morn. If he says left middle, my opinion, always go through trees. So basically you would go through here, through these trees, and then in here you might have to wait for Morn's pathing to move, or once your prism bearer becomes more experienced, he'll be able to tell you you can rush it, which you guys will hear a couple of times in this attempt, I think. And basically we will just book it straight from here to here, grab this, and back into trees. if he says left far, the best way through here, here. You'll have to wait for Torque's pathing, but remember, like I said, there's one big boulder missing here. So you can usually, as soon as you see that this guy's not in your path, you can just go back here and you will have a boulder. You also need to pay attention to this other dog who comes in here, detects you from that side. So your paths, close, here, trees, here, mid, here, and far, here. So like doing the paths like this will kind of let you start to know the lay of the land. Now, for right side, a little bit trickier. So going for the close one, like I said, you have to wait for runes pathing. If you want to go for rocks, rocks is super easy. Just come up here in there. If you want to go for the middle one, which is like the, not the hardest one, but like the time waster one. I would call this one a complete time waster. You basically have to go all the way around here, wait here. You have to wait for this dog. Once only and only once this dog turns its back to this thing, then you move in, crouch behind him, grab this, head out. If you go to far, same thing. You come over here, here you stop. You can actually have your whole party stand behind this rock, and then boop, grab this whenever Voss is not around, and you're done. Rocks, like I said, is easy. Come over here. And then it's a matter of practice. I had to learn all of these paths manually without even having a map. I basically had to learn all these paths by wiping. I think I must have wiped to this boss about over 6 hours. And the worst part is that many of the wipes were not even because we made mistakes. Like we've had dogs falling from the sky and detecting the prison bearers. I've seen dogs regenerate their healths to full in between attempts for no goddamn reason. I've seen dogs path backwards and detect people that were completely out of sight without them running, without them making any kind of action that would trigger any kind of alert. I've seen dogs run to just random locations. That's another thing. When you begin the damage phase, the dogs, they just start running all over the place. Usually they will end up near a plant. The problem is you can't actually predict which plant they're going to end up in. So like sometimes you'll find Torque up here. Other times you'll find him up here. Other times you'll find him fucking in this corner. I don't know. So yeah, it's a pain in the ass. This encounter is a pain in the ass. Anyway, I'm going to show you guys what the encounter looks like. I just wanted to make sure to discuss the strat fully with you guys so that you guys can understand it. And hopefully this helps you out. There's another tip that I have here, which is if you guys are experienced enough, you can use stealth grenades from the prison bearers, not the people on the ground, the prison bearers. They can use stealth grenades because the people on the ground, they can't use any of their abilities. Otherwise, they drop their seed and their seed disappears. So the people on the people on the prisms, they can throw invisibility grenades if that's a strategy you want to try out, but we didn't have to do that. So here we're just finishing the mop up.
Sorry about that.
All right, all good.
I did.
And now we're going to start the event.
I did laugh.
So let me see if I turn around here. Okay, you see these pillars of light? These are the little yellow balls that I showed you on the map. These are the places that the prison bearers can fire from. These two orb items that we have here are the prisms. Once your two prison bearers pick them up, the encounter begins. And the place that we're sitting at right now, that is the top of the safe room. And it's about to open. They pick it up. Oh, yeah. You guys just heard Curate say, I'm going to wait. That is because in order to go around the glitches of the game, we decided to delay the start of each attempt by 2 to 3 seconds to allow the dogs to fall from the sky without detecting anyone.
Curate mid. Go through
GPM close.
trees.
Okay, we're going to go
Orange
Curate.
sky- out-
So he said Curate mid. So basically, Curate was on the left side, which means I'm going to show you guys real quick. Where's the map? So that would be Curate's on the left side. So Curate mid would be this one. So you're going to see me exit from this side, take the path through trees, and go straight to that plant.
I'll tell you when more turns around. Okay. Yeah, you should be good. You have an open shot. Just be careful when you're getting towards the plant because Bale's kind of close to it, but he's walking away from it.
All here. When we're all here, he's going to shoot the laser, which is what you guys are watching on screen right now. Once he shoots the laser, notice the lower left-hand side, empowering spores times 12. The way this works is each person counts for 3 ticks of the buff. So there's 4 people, therefore you get 12 ticks every time, optimally.
Being close.
Yep, we're headed there. So now we're going to right side close, which means I'm going to go... Consider taking a different path. Buddy, crouch. I'm going to go basically back to the safe room. This is like the center of the safe room, what you guys are watching right now. And I'm going to go back there, and from there I'm going to go to close right side.
Left, but he's standing there. And
just going to let you watch the rest of it. Crouch. What is that guy doing? Look at him, he's dragging his old ass nuts through the ground.
Okay, Thorok is leaving.
Yeah.
Where's Arun? Arun is leaving?
He left.
Okay, everybody in here. Shoot.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, give me a target.
It is Curate close.
What? That's weird. This way.
I don't know where Morn is. He's got his back turned going towards mid, so you should be able to get it. He's coming back towards chamber door now. Watch out, Beast Handler.
We're good. Shoot it. Shoot it. Shoot it. Thank you. Oh yeah, another important mechanic that I failed to mention. If you come up on the seed and the prison bearer doesn't shoot it fast enough, the seed cancels out and you miss that chance to get a buff. Crouch.
TPM rocks.
They crouched.
Watch out.
They crouched.
Watch out for
Shit.
Morn.
That's a dog right behind you.
What the fuck? How did... Okay, nuke him. Here's another interesting bit. Notice how we were all crouching, and now notice how it specifically says here, this is Morn's patrol path. So if Morn's patrol path is here, we were crouching behind this rock. How the fuck does Morn detect us from this path? I don't know, man. I don't fucking know. Again, it's one of those glitches. It's just like, Morn's supposed to be here. He's always been there. I know that this is the usual path that he makes, but in this specific case, after we crouch and we're all behind a rock, Morn just shows up and you're like, what? What the fuck? What is that? Nuke him, nuke him.
Oh,
So I just told him to nuke that dog and I went to look for another one. So I found Tark, supering him to deal as much damage as possible. And now that we've done a ton of damage, I send everybody back home.
Home already?
Yes, because we're almost out of time, and I'm gonna go ahead and nuke as much as I can out of this other one.
you gonna die?
Nope.
I'm basically suiciding in order to deal more damage. I'm suiciding, don't worry about it.
Alright.
I have a revive token for Ruri, so
It's all good. Now here, I took a roll of the dice, because if I got that resurrection glitch again, I could have wiped the entire raid. Luckily, we didn't get the resurrection glitch this time. As long as they don't spawn me at the fucking door. Thank God. Okay, I did some serious damage on right side. How's on left side? How's right? Also target, please.
Right side, I feel like I was the only one there.
Okay,
I
so
helped you out a little bit.
Curate
want-
close,
yeah.
by the way.
I want everybody on
Morn
right side.
walking towards chamber door.
Okay, everybody just
Curate
walk
mid.
Alright.
Yeah.
and crouch
Watch-
when you get
wait,
here.
Watch for Morn.
Crouch. Shoot. Stay
Watch
crouched.
for Morn. He
Stay
should be at
crouched.
chamber door.
Yeah,
Be
just stay
careful.
crouched. We'll be fine.
Directly to your left.
Vase is coming to DPM
Where's
mid.
you're in DPN
He's
mid?
at full.
Okay.
DPM mid and Vase coming. He's still at full health.
It's okay. I want everyone to go right except for me and Curate, okay? Find dogs on right and damage
Okay.
them.
Both of them are there. Don't go.
I know.
Vase's leaving, but
Okay, everybody get back,
right
get back, get back, get back.
Yep.
Okay, we're here. We're good.
This is the time waster one.
No, actually, it's not going to waste too much time because we got it on a good spot. Like, look, he's going to bail right now and we're going to go in. Okay.
Okay, he's leaving, and Vase is walked all the way back in the corner. But he's gonna be coming back, so get ready.
I know, I know. Everybody get in here.
I'm a little bit behind.
Surfer,
Fourth one.
walk, walk, Surfer, walk. Okay, shoot. Go.
Trees.
Perfect. That's what I like to hear.
Shit. Your side.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Everybody get in here. Shoot. Okay, next one
Keep
is
it close.
close. Okay.
Warren's got his back turned. You should be good on my side.
Arun is leaving, and Thorok has already left, so you can rush. You got an
Hey,
open
just
flank.
walk. Just walk. In here. Shoot.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come on.
Okay, you guys stay on this side. Find a dog. Nuke it down. Me and Curate will handle whatever's on left.
Can you go for bail, Ruri?
So, what we did there is I had 48 stacks of the buff. And if you guys notice on that first attempt, let me just pull up the map here again real quick. On that first attempt, you guys saw me nuke Turok over here and Bale over here. And Curate did a bunch of, actually not Curate, everybody else on the raid was pretty much dealing damage on Morn. I think at some point someone else joined me on Bale. It might have been Curate. I don't know who it was. So we did damage to all these 3 dogs. And in the meantime, we also had DPM on this side did damage to one of these other dogs. So what I ended up doing this time is I saw our raid had 48 stacks and we were sitting on the right side, which is the excellent position to start dealing dogs on this side. And I just said, okay, find a dog, damage it, don't kill it. And usually the dog's positions will be on one of the flowers. So again, you just have to look for the flowers, find them, start dealing damage to the dogs. I went back, I think, to this right side to make sure that all the dogs here were really just good to go. Because the next attempt is going to be our very last one. So again, it's important to keep tabs on that. And yeah, by the way, the path you guys saw me do right before that, if you want to watch that again, is we did the what a lot of people consider the hardest one, which is right side mid. We went from here to here, and then he said trees. And what I did was I went from here, and there is actually a gap in here that they're not showing. But I went from here, through here, through here, to here. Because like trees and rock are like the safest one. And usually I like going here, here, to here. Now the reason I said weird is because usually whenever there's trees, the next one is usually rocks, which was why I was expecting rocks. And then he told me, no, they pee up close. So I came here. And then from here, we started the DPS phase. Tarek is almost dead. I don't know where Bale is. Can you give me like a plant number?
He's far plant.
Yeah, Bale was the one I was
Tarek,
nuking. He's
you good?
almost dead.
You got. Okay,
Kill-
he's pretty much dead.
All right.
The other one. Hold on, watch. Where's the other one?
All right, Thorog's at a quarter. They're
Kill one of
fucked
yours.
up,
Did you kill anything? Back home, back home. Everybody back
Arun
home.
is almost dead.
Okay.
Arun's dead.
Yep.
So,
Monte's still pretty much at full health, guys.
okay, that's a problem. DPM's gonna die. Shit.
He
Oh
is-
no. He's in a pillar? Okay, I'll get
No,
DPM.
I'm at.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
So yeah,
I hate this.
Vaze, which is back right, has not even gotten any health gone. So
It's
pretty
okay.
much.
Curate close when you guys are ready.
One of the most important things about this encounter is maintaining your team's chill, because this encounter requires patience, more so than any other encounter. Particularly like if you guys haven't killed any dogs yet, you know, people are like, they're getting a serious case of blue balls. They're like, man, I need to fucking kill something. And they're just like, they get the itchy trigger finger. They really want to just kill stuff and they want to get it on, but they need to be able to maintain their chill just like they had on the first phase of this encounter. Because essentially, if you haven't killed anything up until this point, you're actually in a really good spot because you still have the exact same time you had at the start of the encounter to gather pollen. So it's very important to make sure that your team is chill, that they're relaxed, that they're not itchy trigger fingers. Otherwise, wipes are going to happen. Listen, guys, this is the attempt where we
Warren's in
kill
front of chamber
everything.
door.
So
Just
I
be
want
itching.
I want all of you except for me and Curate on right side again, okay? And I want you to find that motherfucker and I want him dead.
All right.
Everybody just
We're on
crouch.
restless already.
Beasts are restless.
All right.
Okay, everybody come
Get
to
your
me.
shit together.
Shoot it. So the mechanic right there, beasts have grown restless. I'm not sure why they grew restless so fast. I don't think they were supposed to, but basically beasts grown restless means you have 30 seconds before they automatically begin the damage phase by themselves. Give me one more.
DPM
Alright.
R.
DPM 4? Fuck. We're probably not gonna make. Well, fuck it. I'm gonna risk it. Everybody, just run. Just run.
All right.
DPM, just get ready to shoot
And
it
stop.
the minute they see it.
Stop.
Okay.
Behind you guys. You guys are done.
Okay. Well, you
Okay.
guys. Everybody, focus on vase. Everything you got on vase. Everything you got. Blow that motherfucker up. Okay, Curade, you and me, we're on right side. We have 3 dogs. Actually, I just realized this is not the right attempt. This can't be the right
No,
attempt.
No, we
he's
still
he's
fought.
Nope. God damn it. Okay, this one's the. Sorry about that. Let me just get us on the right spot here. Okay. I'm ready.
We're
when you
feeling
are
lucky. Let's go. Curate close. Rush it if you can.
DPM middle.
Pick up your things, guys.
We can't rush it. We can't rush it.
Wait.
Yeah, Morn's
Dude,
got
Morn was like
Wait.
right
back
there. No, he was right there, dude. He was.
Coming.
No, trust me. He was in front of us, like literally in front of us. Shoot. Crouch.
We got DPM middle. Thorok is leaving, and Vaze is coming back.
Just walk. We're gonna have to wait on that one.
Oh yeah, this is the time waster.
Yeah.
Oh crap. Beast handler incoming.
Alright,
Curate,
just
can you
drop
see
him.
it?
Yeah, I got him.
Okay.
Crouch.
Okay, Thorok's coming back. Vaze is stopped. He's about to turn.
Look at how chill I was. I was even drinking water in the middle of an attempt.
This is fun.
Yeah.
I know, right? Just sitting here waiting for that mangy ass mutt with his fucking nuts dragging on the ground. He's dragging his old man nuts on the ground. I can smell it from here. Oh yeah, man. Old man nuts on
Vaze's
grass.
in the corner.
Old man nuts
Vaze's
on
in the corner.
grass. Look at him dragging his fucking old man nuts. Stand.
1, 2. Come on, guys.
If you see me stand, stand. Let's go.
Alright,
Where's yours,
trees.
Curate? Trees? Oh, that's what I
Trees.
like to hear.
Watch
Oh,
out
wait,
there.
wait,
There's a
this way,
beast
this way,
handler.
this
I
way.
will deal with him when he sees you. He's probably gonna come through trees. Morn is under me, under my close pillar.
Okay,
You guys
beast
get to
handler.
it. 1, 2, 3.
Okay,
drop him.
target.
I
Target.
can't see him.
Don't worry about it. Just ignore
got
the
him.
beast handler.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a DPM far. Sorry.
Okay. Good. Everybody crouch. You need to
I don't know
have.
where the dog is.
You need to have a friggin' amazing. Oops.
Stopped. He's about to turn.
Second. Let's go. You need to have an
where's yours,
amazing
Kira?
sense of guidance in order to be able to guide your people through the jungle. Pretty sure that this is the far one. Oh yeah, man. Old man nuts on
Vaze's
grass.
in the corner.
Gonna take us to where we
Wait,
were.
this way. Morn is under me.
The beast handler.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a DPM far. Sorry.
Okay. Good. Everybody crouch. I don't know where the dog is. Okay, that's a beast handler. Where's the dog? Where's the dog next to that beast handler?
There's no dog
Run,
near us.
run,
There's
run,
no
run,
dog.
run,
Look at
run,
your
run,
radar.
run, 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 run. Shoot. Run out, run
I
out.
think I shot that too early. Oh god.
No,
He
we're
saw
good.
you guys.
Everybody
He saw
crouch.
you
You
guys.
saw?
Yep,
Okay.
saw me.
Nuke him. Nuke him. Nuke him and
Don't
try to
kill him,
damage the dogs on that side.
Okay, Voss is at a quarter. DPM.
This
You don't-
motherfucker costed me my grenade, you son of a bitch.
Should we go home?
The Thorok is at a quarter too.
Yep, go home.
We got two guys
Arun
at a
is
quarter
still
on
at
the left.
full.
Okay. Well, we'll get.
Notice that here I'm preparing the suicide again because I'm sending the team home to make sure that we have revive tokens. But deep down, I'm just like, okay, I'm pretty sure there's still going to be one dog at full health. So I'm looking for it, and I found him. If this dog was not on full health, I would have not committed suicide, and I would have gone home. But it's just something that is inevitable because what Curate did was he dropped down, he attacked Morn, which is the other dog, while I went in and I attacked the other dog, which is Bale, I think. And then I was expecting there'd be one that was full health, and here it was, Torque, and I was just like, okay, I'm going to suicide for this one.
More people on the right. You need to go to the right next time. We got a lot of people on the left. No,
Well,
we got a lot of people
okay.
on the right. We just didn't get very many on the left.
I don't know what you're talking about. I got one of them to half and the other one near death.
Yeah, DPM. We have 2 on right that are almost dead. One's not.
Curate close.
The fuck? Okay, this. There's Morn. Okay, rush,
Walking
rush.
towards chamber door. Just be careful.
Shoot.
DPM mid.
Crouch. Everybody crouch.
Vase is at it pretty much, and Thorak is gonna turn soon.
Walk.
Arun's right in front of you guys.
Don't worry about it.
Morn can
Okay,
maybe.
Thorak is turned.
No,
Alright, so
Start-
everyone on
start.
right, when DPS starts, look for Arun.
Crouch.
Which is close right. Okay, Vase is leaving, but Thorak is right there.
Yeah, I see him. I got this one. Dragging his old man ass nuts. Look at him. Old man nuts in the
I
ground.
do like how they
As
put the
always.
footsteps in. That's smart.
The Red Legion is escalating the
They're both
wall.
leaving.
It's
Vase's
adorable.
in the corner.
Oh, shit.
Stand.
1, 2, 3,
Shoot.
4.
Shoot.
I did.
Okay. Give me another one.
trees.
Perfect.
Just give me a second to get there.
DPM close.
You ready?
Oh wait, beast handlers.
Yeah, I'm
Go.
ready.
Okay. Just
There
drop him.
could be a beast. There could be a beast
Yeah,
guy running
yeah,
around.
Shoot it.
Just careful.
We got him. Give me another one.
Alright.
Dog.
Crouch.
Up.
There's a dog just
DPM
killing
close.
them.
DPM close.
Okay,
Whoa,
well,
whoa.
DPM. Oh, shit.
Ooh, fuck.
Fuck. I
Alright.
fucked up. Deal
Why
damage,
you
deal
shot
damage,
completely-
deal damage.
Where's right?
Hold on.
DPM, I'm coming.
Damn, Morn died.
It's
Morn's
okay.
dead?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And so an interesting thing here, this was the one time I actually had an accurate timer for the dogs, which is why I was controlling exactly how long I allowed them to stay outside. Because basically I died as soon as the damage phase started. So we were all going to die in 30 seconds from me being dead. So I was like, well, this pretty much matches up the timer, so I can adjust it and see if I can get them to stay out there longer. And
Arun's
go home.
almost dead.
Go home, go home.
Arun's
And hurry
pretty
up.
much
I
dead
need
at
I
this
need a
point.
res
I'll
as soon
get
as you get
Ruri.
here. Okay. You got 5
We got
seconds.
5 seconds.
It's
Revive.
okay, it's okay. We're good. See how well I control that?
And everybody.
3 seconds
Yeah, we're all
left
good.
over.
One dead.
Holy shit.
Okay, so the light's
The
gonna
next
go
round
off,
we're gonna
right?
kill as many as
Yeah, we have to kill
Yeah.
all of them.
you don't
Which
want
one-
to go for a 4th round.
Give me a
No, 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 no.
No,
We'll
no.
kill him next round.
give me a target. Give me a target.
Morn is dead.
Give me a target.
Okay.
I don't think we killed
it's
anyone on the right.
Curate far.
Period 4.
Okay. So that boulder I told you guys that I believe exists somewhere around, if I can find the map. That boulder I told you guys exists somewhere around here. You're about to see it for the first time. Okay, so what I
DPM
need
mid.
so what I need you guys to pay attention to now is which dog has the most health.
Mhm.
Crouch.
I'm looking as I'm moving. Torque's
DPM,
on,
aren't
yeah,
most of them the low one, right?
all my 3
On
are
the
dead,
right?
pretty much.
On the right side,
Crouch.
Vase.
Watch out,
the
watch out.
closest-
Stop.
Be
Vase
careful,
has
going
Stop.
the
Get
most.
back. Get back.
Be careful going towards it.
No, I can't. I have to wait. There's
On
a
the right-
dog right there.
On the
Don't
right
tell me
side,
he's
Vase
glitching.
has the most amount
Get
of
back.
health.
Get back. Get back. Get back. I can't see the dog, Curate. You have to talk me through it.
He's on the plant. He's walking back. He's walking back. Start inching forward.
Okay, we're good.
Inching.
Shoot it. Give me another target. Another target, guys.
It's DPM mid.
Watch out. Torque is directly to your right when you come out of that tunnel.
Yeah, I see him. Everybody stay here.
So when we go to damage phase, Vase on the right has the most amount of health.
Okay. Which flower is Vase?
Zorak is left. The one coming towards us on the right. Or your left.
My left? Okay, that guy? So he's
Mr.
like...
Rose.
Left, left.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna get this one more, and then we're gonna have to do whatever we can, basically. You can kill yours, right? You can kill all of yours, right, Curade?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can kill Bale and Turk.
Okay.
Vase's here.
Shit. Listen, we're gonna run, and you're gonna shoot. You understand me? We're gonna run, you're gonna shoot. You ready? Okay, go. Go, 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 go. Shoot, 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 shoot. Shit. I was so frustrated here because I knew we were going to be detected, but he still had time to shoot, but he hesitated. DPM, you failed me! So we ended up, on our winning attempt, we only had 12 times spore damage. Shit, you took too long. Okay, shoot it. Where's
Whatever, we
Vase?
got it. These guys are weak.
Where's
Vase's
Vase?
going back to the corner. He's in
Okay,
the
I'm on
corner.
my way.
Alright, Thoron is dead.
Kill everything. Kill everything.
Vase's going to die.
Vase's down. What are we missing? What are we missing, guys? Talk to me.
Thoron's dead.
I'm killing him. I'm
Arun.
killing Torque.
Please tell me you got it.
We got you, Torque. We got it.
Congratulations, guys. That was fucking
We got it.
fantastic.
Holy shit.
Shit.
You guys made the best out of a really shitty situation, and you pulled out
Sins
on
of the
top.
past. Power weapon.
I am proud of you.
What is this?
Sin of-
Where's the
oh,
test?
that's
I
my
got
rocket launcher, dude. That is a
Over here.
fantastic fucking weapon, dude.
What's the DPM?
280.
All right.
Minutes, and we. Okay, so once again, we got ourselves another one of those keys of the Leviathan. We've done the first, and this one was actually a very interesting key to get because it required us to find a specific area and then do things in a specific order. So it's not as simple as the ventilator key that we got before. The bathhouse and dogs.
Okay.
So we overpassed it for sure.
So,
Yeah, no, we beat last night's stream by like an hour.
Oh yeah.
alright.
But again, remember, we had
Yeah.
people with experience this time around, so there's not as much training.
Calus is going to be tough considering we first timed the thing. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's
I'm
in
just
the first
waiting
summon
I'm
Calus.
just waiting for Karma to bite us in the butt. Seriously.
I mean,
We're not
yeah.
doing Calus yet.
No, that Pleasure Gardens was karma. All right.
I don't
Everybody
think
get
that
up
was
here.
all of it.
Okay, so at this
Alright.
point,
Okay.
we can split up.
No.
We can split up. So
So-
I'm gonna go this way. So the reason I had everyone split up while inside the Leviathan, which is a really bad idea, is because we were looking for a specific section of the Leviathan that I hadn't mapped yet. Mentally mapped, because I only record this stuff in my mind. But since we were looking for a section that I hadn't identified yet, I just said, okay, everybody go wherever the fuck you want. Find the thing, and then I was going to send everybody back to orbit and back into the Leviathan to guide us to that room. That was the objective. But luckily, it wasn't needed. You guys go whichever way you want. Whoever finds
Let's
engine
go.
first.
Fucking! I'm stuck.
What the hell?
I'm stuck. Oh, weird.
Now, if you look at my radar, you'll notice I'm at engine, but I didn't
Alright,
even
yep.
notice it.
I'm gonna go right if there is a right.
Why can't
There
I
is no
open
right,
this?
so-
Me and Mads right now. Okay, me, Curade, Mads, and we'll split up.
Everyone's going up this way, I guess.
Yeah, we'll just split up.
Watchers.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's plenty of exits over here.
Okay.
Wait, maybe
that's
this is the
split?
engine key.
No.
I'm
maybe-
at, guys, I found it.
Hold on.
I found it. It's where I am.
Oh,
Everybody
Alright,
come
okay.
back.
everyone
Come
go
back to the
right.
entrance. Come
Oh,
back
that
to the
would be
entrance. Yeah. Well, I hadn't been on this side first, so I figured might as well be here. But by the way, when we kill this, don't kill the watchers, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna need a res, by the way. Thank you.
Where's the door?
Make sure you
What?
don't kill the watchers.
Oh, alright. Is everybody else behind us? Yes, they are.
Yep.
Don't say that.
Hey guys.
Hello. Remember what I said. Please don't kill the Watcher towers. The Watcher Gammas. Okay. See, they're all vulnerable now. Don't kill them. So here's what we got to do. We got to figure out. So the reason I was telling everybody not to kill these is because when you have keys to certain rooms, they will have secret doors which only open if you kill all of these Watchers without triggering an alarm. So I'm basically trying to identify the position of each Watcher in order to assign them to a specific person to kill. Which way I'm going to put everybody. So there's one Watcher here. One Watcher here. One Watcher here. Is there a door on this side? Jeez, this one's going to be hard. Oh my god, this one's ridiculous.
Okay.
So the strategy that I ended up employing is since we had hunters in our group, I just had someone go Night Stalker Invisibility Grenade, and everyone memorized the position of one of those towers, and we all went in and just destroyed everything before they could set off an alarm. So basically we're all going into this room invisible. I will take out the one furthest on the right side. Surfer, you'll take out the one.
Alpha.
You'll take out the one furthest on the left one.
Left. Yeah.
The furthest left is on that down path, right? It was the one that you were at.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you take that one out, and then I just need someone to take. Where was the other one? There's
The
There's
other
one all
one's
the way
in-
back in front of the door.
There's one that's in front of Alpha. So I need, I don't know, Fox, you take that one out. DPM, you know where yours is. So there you go. That's what we do. So you guys, you other guys just wait until they start firing, and then you guys fire on whatever you see as well. Okay?
Okay, everybody.
Where's
open
the
door
grenade?
and then
Wait,
Clump up.
Where's
So-
the grenade? Is it
Well,
ready?
First, we need to open the door so we
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
waste
yeah, yeah.
time.
I'll open the door. Okay?
Okay.
As soon as the door opens, pop the
Just
grenade.
Invis
Pop.
now.
Go.
It's too late.
Oh fuck.
Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it.
Go
Kill
left,
them.
Don't go right.
Mine is dead.
Mine is dead.
Oh.
Yeah. See, we did it.
Watch our alarms.
Hey,
Surveys.
chest.
Congratulations.
We
Here's
did
your
it.
chest. See how we did that? That was like a fucking SEAL team in this bitch. Chest. God.
Good job, guys.
Okay. And by the way, in case you guys wondering, why aren't you getting loot, Rui? Because I had already done all of these 2 encounters previously. So I was basically just doing it so that the clan could catch up. Your legendary thing?
Oh,
Oh
Alright,
shit, look
tower
at
time.
Curade. Look at Curade.
Someone got it.
Getting that exotic.
Everyone got it.
Okay, so this next encounter is the gauntlet, and I have another one of my pretty little maps for it, and here you go. So once again, we have the 4 pretty little symbols, which are going to be also important this time around, and we also have a couple of new symbols, which are these little triangles here. Now, these triangles are referencing these downwards arrows that you guys are seeing here. You can also see the 3 arches or the rows of arches inside as well, which is actually a good thing, a good position to pause the video at so that you guys have a visual reference. Okay, so how is this one going to work out? So for starters, you need to have 2 of your players that are, let's say, I don't even fucking know what the skill set is for these 2 players. I would say the 2 players who are the most agile ones. And then you want the other 4 players to be the best sharpshooters, basically. That's what I would say. And the way this is going to work out is you're going to have 2 people who are going to be runners, essentially. You see this little thing over here? This is a track. It's like an obstacle course. And at each of the symbols, there's a particular obstacle that requires interaction from the outside. Your objective is basically to get your 2 runners to do 2 full circuits. You want to get your 2 runners to do 2 full circuits. And full circuits, that means that, for instance, the orange triangles, that's where you can start running. So it's at Chalice and Dog. And basically, once you start running, actually, that is where you pick up the orbs for start running, because you actually start like here. And you're supposed to run, so like for instance, Chalice starts somewhere around here. And then once you start running, you go all the way around until you eventually get here again. Once you get here, you're going to get an orb. And that orb, once you pick up that orb, you're going to be teleported outside, and you're going to dunk that orb in here. However, if it was just that, it would be easy. So for starters, there needs to be 2 people inside. That means one person starts here, the other person starts on the exact opposite side, and you both run in the same direction. So the person who starts at dog starts somewhere in here, he ends somewhere in here. The person who starts at chalice starts somewhere in here, ends somewhere in here. You both grab the orb, and you both run to the middle, and you dunk the orb. You're going to need to do this, I think it's twice. I'm pretty sure it's twice. You're going to need to do this twice, after which point it will get even more complicated. But before we get to the really complicated part, let's first tell you what the people on the outside are going to have to do. So every time the runners get to these barriers with each symbol, if the other players are on top of these pillars, which is what these circles represent, if the other 4 players are on top of their pillars, that means that the runners will be seeing that one of the circles is going to be red. Now, red basically means that that is the row that you have to not shoot. So if we take a look here, you'll notice that there's 2 arrows. There's actually 3. There's one further above. I'm not sure if you can see it if I put the video a little bit more forward. Let's see. Oh, there you go. This is actually perfect. So there's 3 arrows, and as you can see, there's 3 rows of circles in there. So the runners are going to have to pass through this row of circles. Now, the particularity is when the runners pick up the orb that teleports them inside this section, which is the running section, when the runners pick up that orb is unstable, because otherwise it wouldn't be challenging, now would it? So after a set amount of time, that orb is going to explode. So what they need to do is they need to collect these other orbs while they're in there, and those orbs, I will call them like the cooling spheres, because they kind of cool down the orb you're carrying in order to prevent it from exploding. So the trick here is, if everybody is standing in their proper places, when the runners start to get close to one of these barriers, they're going to be able to see that one of these circles is going to be glowing red. It can be any one of them circles. As you can see, there's 9 circles. I mean, you can't really see it. You only see like this outline, but trust me, there's a circle here, circle here, circle here, circle here. And the runner's going to have to go through one of those circles, but it's going to be one specific one. It's going to be the one that will be marked red once someone is standing in the appropriate pedestal, which, like I said, if you look at my amazing paint diagram here, is going to be one of these 4. So the idea here is the person inside will call out the symbol they are going through, because the symbol is actually represented here. So this is sun. So they will call out their symbol and the position that the circle is in. Now, the people on the outside don't need to know the horizontal position. They just need to know the vertical position. So top, middle, or bottom. That's the only thing they need to know. So for instance, suppose that the circle is in the bottom row. What the runner that is coming up on this barrier would have to say is sun bottom. At that point, the people on the outside are going to shoot the arrows opposite to the one you said. So for instance, if I said sun bottom, the people in the outside need to shoot the middle and the top arrow. Unfortunately, one person alone cannot do this. So you can't have one person shoot here and here, since they have to be pressed simultaneously in order for this to work. So you need 2 people firing at these arrows. And that is how you are able to do a full circuit. You're going to have 2 people running through this thing, and as soon as they get to one of these barriers, they call something out, and the people that are on the pillars are going to shoot. So how did I organize this? Well, basically I said if you're standing on the pedestal, you're going to shoot whatever is the bottom arrow. If you're standing on another pedestal, so if you're helping, you're going to shoot whatever is the top arrow. And you guys are like, well, how does that even work? So for instance, let's say, for starters, the people shooting are always the people ahead. So the runners are always running, or at least they should be always running left to right. So if the runners are running left to right and there's a barrier at sun, the person that is going to be helping is the person at chalice. If there's a barrier at Chalice, the person that is helping is the person at Blades. If there's a barrier at Dogs, the person that is helping is the person at Sun. Always the person ahead is the one who helps. And like I said, the person that is helping shoots the top arrows. The person that is responsible for that barrier shoots the bottom arrows. What does that mean in game terms? Well, let's say, for instance, I'm coming up on Sun, and I say Sun bottom. That means you cannot shoot bottom. Therefore, there's only 2 arrows left. Which arrow is on the bottom side? It's the middle one. Therefore, the person that is at Sun will shoot the middle arrow, and the person that is at, I don't actually know which symbol came after Sun, Chalice, the person that is at Chalice would shoot the arrow that is on top. If they do this right, all of the gates will light up green, and the one gate that was marked red will spawn the cooling sphere, which the runner will have to go through there in order to cool his sphere to prevent a wipe. If the sphere explodes, the entire raid dies. Another important thing is the first run, very few obstacles. There's a couple of vertical obstacles, no problem at all. Second time you go in, because obviously there's going to require more than one attempt. Second time you go in, you're going to have holes in the ground, and it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but still pretty much doable. It's not too hard. And then the third time you go in, because I just reminded myself, it's actually a complete total of 4 times that people have to go in there. And this is not a DPS check. This, everybody has to go through this 4 times. The third time you go in, the pillars on the outside start going up and down to try and fuck with people's aims on the arrows. So let's go through this one more time to see if you guys can understand the basic idea. You're going to be watching this from my perspective as a runner. So the orange places are the places where you start your run. So at the very start of the event, there's going to be tons and tons of ads spawning. So the very first thing you have to do is you have to kill those ads. Now, those ads usually seem to be more than each person could handle by themselves. So basically, the idea was that both me and Surfer were running. Everybody else was standing in pillars and shooting at arrows. So the strategy we ended up going with is I would start at Sun and Surfer would start at Blades. So Dog and Chalice would only have one person, and their instructions were play safe. Don't worry too much about killing ads, worry about surviving. Whereas obviously in the places where you had 2 people, we would go balls deep. We will go all out and just destroy everything in a matter of seconds. As soon as we were done clearing these 2 platforms, I would rotate to Chalice, Surfer would rotate to Dog, because that would be our final position anyway, because that's where we come to pick up the orbs. At this point, me and Surfer help clean up each of these sides to make sure that there's no leftover ads, because if your runners go into the course and there's still ads left on the field, that is a problem, because you need everyone to be on point, worrying about shooting the arrows, not worrying about shooting minions. But anyway, once you clear the ads, the orbs will spawn. Me and Surfer would instantly pick up the orbs. You have to pick up the orbs as close as possible to each other, because otherwise you'll get stuck in there. Both runners have to be in the track, otherwise you can't do this. So, with both of us in the track, we would start instantly calling out the signs, because from here you can see the signs of the barrier over here. So I would instantly say like Chalice bottom, Chalice mid, Chalice top. And once I did that, the people in these 2 pillars would instantly look at the arrows and shoot their corresponding arrows like I instructed at the start. Once they do that, barrier turns green. I pick up the cooling orb, continue on my merry way. Same thing for the Surfer. He will call out the symbol in Dog. He will be like Dog bottom, Dog top, Dog mid, and the people in the corresponding pads, so Dog and Sun, will shoot the corresponding arrows. His rings will light green. He will pick up his coolant orb, and we both continue to run. We're both going to run the full obstacle course. When we get to our objective, we get an orb. We come back down the middle. We plop it down. Boom, that's first phase. Ads spawn again, and we do it all over again with the added complexity that this time around there's going to be holes in the ground in the course, so we have to be extra careful going through it. Once we get through the course a second time, we come back to the middle, we dunk the orbs again, and then we head back, we clear ads again, and the exact same thing. So basically, whenever we dunk our orbs, I go back to Sun, Surfer goes back to Blades, we clear out ads in these locations, we rotate back to our locations, and then we pick up the orbs, we go back inside and continue. On the third one, these pillars start moving up and down to fuck with your aim. It's going to make it a little bit harder for the people on the outside. And before we get to the final run, I should also mention something that I forgot, which is whenever these guys shoot the right arrow and I pick up the orb, or whenever I make it past this barrier, a scion spawns in here. So the person who is in this pad needs to get out of the pad, kill the scion, get back on the pad. It's those scions with the bubbles, so you have to melee them. And this is the reason why the person in front is always the one helping, because once the runner goes through the barrier in the back, that person needs to step off the pad, so he's not going to be able to assist this person because he's going to be busy killing a scion. So always the people in front are the ones helping, never the ones in back, because they're dealing with scions. So basically, a bit of a simulation. I go through here. These two people shoot, the door opens, I go through, scion spawns here. This people comes here, punch him in the face, gets back on his pad. I go through here, same thing. These two people shoot, open up my door, I go through, scion spawns here, this person leaves his pad, goes in here, kills the scion, gets back on the pad. Same thing all around. Remember, there's two people running, so this is happening simultaneously on two different locations. So there's always two scions spawning at any given time, and there's always two people shooting at any given time. So this is why precision and execution is essential. However, I must also say this is hands down the encounter with the least amount of RNG in the game. This is just execution, nothing else. I've had one glitch in this encounter, and it was a glitch that would not have affected us in the slightest. So once you master the first three runs, which like I said is just two people running, then comes the interesting bit, which is after you complete the third run, everybody needs to run to the middle, because the orbs that you've been planting, they all plop out. And what you got to do is you got to get everyone to pick up an orb, and everyone is going inside to do the little running thing. However, this time the rules are going to be a little bit different, naturally, because there's not going to be anybody on the outside to shoot the arcs. So all of the arcs are going to be green. However, there are 6 people in there, and each arc is only going to have 4 coolant orbs. So you're going to have to rotate the people who get coolant orbs. But that's fine, because you can skip one coolant orb and the thing will not explode. But you can't skip more than one. So what you want to do is, say you have players 1 through 6 on your fire team. What you would do is, on the first barrier, player 1 and 2 don't pick up a coolant orb. Everybody else picks up a coolant orb. And what you do after it is players 3, 4, 5, and 6 slow down a little bit, let players 1 and 2 catch up and overtake them, so that players 1 and 2 can catch their orbs first. This also makes it easier if you have like a train of people instead of like 6 people running in parallel. Makes it easier for people to pick up orbs, because if there's 6 people all trying to go through the fucking things at the same time, it's a clusterfuck. Ain't nobody getting nothing. But basically, the idea here is, I don't know exactly where you spawn, but say you spawn, for instance, at Calus. So at Calus, player 1, player 2 do not pick up a coolant orb. At Blades, player 3 and player 4 do not pick up a coolant orb. At Dog, player 5 and player 6 do not pick up a coolant orb. And then at Sun, once again, player 1 and player 2 do not pick up a coolant orb. And after that, it's the end of the race. So if you successfully make it through all this without anybody dying, you all run back to the middle, you dunk your things, and everybody wins. However, even if someone dies in that 4th lap, do not give up. Continue to go, because I think you only need to dunk 2 or 3 orbs, and you will still make it through. So even if people die, the only thing that matters is that you make it out fast enough in time to dunk your orb. So let me show you guys what this looks like in motion. Oh crap, I messed it up. My bad. Dogs.
Shit.
The volume is a little bit lower this attempt because me and Surfer, like it was 4 in the morning for me and Surfer, so we couldn't talk too loud. So I ended up having to like lower the volume for everyone around so that everyone could hear each other better. So this is the ad clearing phase. As you can see, I'm at Sun just clearing ads until a Centurion spawns. Usually DPM was able to solo a Centurion, so I would move out into Chalice, which is where I'm going to pick up my orb, and I'm just going to help clear ads on this side. At this point, Surfer has also rotated into Dog, so that he can start dealing with the ads. Here's the Centurion. Oh, you loved it. I'm going to blast the Centurion. As soon as Centurions are dead, orb will spawn. I could take his little feathers thing and keep him for me. And the running phase begins. So Chalice top,
Dog bottom.
Dog bottom. So here what means is, since as you can see the red circle is a top, they're going to have to shoot the bottom and middle arrow. So that means the middle arrow is actually the arrow that is on the top side of the available arrows. So the person that is assisting in front of this symbol is going to shoot middle arrow. The person at this symbol is going to shoot bottom arrow. And once they do it, notice all of the circles turn green and a little orb will spawn here, which I need to pick up. So basically I have to go through this circle in order to pick up the coolant orb. Same thing happens for Surfer, who is running ahead of me or behind me, depending on your perspective. And we continue. Like I said, on the very first run, it's like super simple. Another tip that I have for you guys is if you're the runner, what you can do is hug left wall as much as possible, because that will give you vision of the symbols a lot sooner, which you guys can see that I can instantly tell here. Okay, it's middle blades. So try to hug left side as much as you possibly can. And also pay attention to this clear ground here. These are the bits that are going to be disappearing in the second phase, or in the second run. Here we got blades mid.
Sun
Blades
top.
mid.
Sun top.
Sun top. Okay, we got Dog's bottom.
Dog's bottom.
Chalice mid. Chalice mid.
Here we got Sun top.
Sun top.
Blades bottom.
Blades bottom.
Perfect. Still gonna beat you, Surfer. I'm gonna get there before you do, motherfucker. Watch me. In your face! And once you dunk the orb, the stage resets.
Never give you XP.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that time. You can level up your weapons, nothing like that.
So basically, like I said, right at the start, I'm at Sun right now, clearing ads. As soon as the Sun position is comfortably clear of ads, I'm going to move back to Chalice and start clearing ads there. To make sure that there are... You always have to make sure there's no ads left when you're ready to run.
Nice, Surfer.
Oh crap.
Your raid's got him. It's okay, it's okay. It's
I
okay.
got no. It's fine. It's fine. Just a little
Keep your things. Don't fuck up.
Get out of here, Surfer. Get out of here.
Yeah, I could use some backup.
Just make sure you survive. Fucking Scion's hiding in the back here, motherfuckers. Hey, bitch. Want a rocket? Here you go. Oh, you loved it. You saw that? You loved it.
You ate it up.
Oh, yeah. Right in the mouth. Okay. We got Chalice top. Notice the holes in the ground?
Stop.
Dog bottom.
So now you have to pay attention to the holes in the ground and still make your call-outs in time. And make sure you land it on the right spot. Blades top.
Blades top.
Sun top.
Sun top.
Sun
Sun
top.
top.
Ooh. Fucking hole. We got Dog's bottom.
Bottom.
Dog's bottom.
Chalice top. Chalice top.
Dog's
Chalice
top.
top.
Here we got Sun bottom.
Sun bottom. Sun bottom.
Blades top. Blades top.
Blades
It's
top.
top. You want to get in your position to deal with ads and the like?
Gonna beat you, Surfer. In your face! Nothing like a little friendly competition.
Maybe we should change routes.
No, fuck that shit. I want to keep winning. Careful with the grenade. By the way, you guys can hear the grenades when they throw them at you. Makes a little blade sound on the ground.
It's vomit comet time, guys.
Oh yeah. What they're calling Vomit Comet is the platforms going up and down.
Alright, should we kill these sets?
What the fuck? Look at this son of a bitch. What do you think this is? Christmas, motherfucker? Because I'm not a motherfucking Santa, and you've been a bad boy. There's a Scion here, by the way.
Alright.
Okay, we got
What you got?
Chalice Bottom
Dog
Chalice
Chalice bottom.
and Dog Top.
Dog top.
Blades Top.
Blaze top.
Top.
Sun bottom.
Sun bottom.
Sun
Sun
bottom.
bottom.
Okay, we got Dog Middle.
Dog mid.
Middle.
Chalice bottom. Chalice bottom.
Chalice bottom.
Okay, we got Sun Top.
Alright, I'm going
Sun top.
Let's stop.
Blaze top.
top. I'm going mid.
Okay,
Everybody to the middle.
everybody to the middle.
Yeah.
And once
Now-
again,
We
the
don't do this
order
yet.
is me and Surfer. So now everybody's going to the middle for that final phase I told you guys about, and I'm re-giving them their assignments on which names everybody's doing what, on which order they're skipping the thing. For on
Knock on the board there.
me and Surfer on first, Corey and Mads on second, Fox and DPM on third, and then me and Surfer again. Okay? These are the people that do not pick up.
Okay.
Oh,
Right bottom.
I'm taking far left.
Middle bottom.
I'm taking I'm taking top right.
I'm gonna take top left.
Top
Right,
right.
right bottom.
Oh crap. Middle bottom apparently.
Oh, I messed up.
DPM me and you don't take
Someone
on this
got-
turn.
Yeah, I know.
Someone got the.
Right bottom.
I'm gonna. Yeah. I
Oh,
messed up.
Ah, we're done.
Keep going, practice it.
The herb just
Actually-
disappeared. Oh, messed up. We only need 2 though, right?
We need 4. We only need 4.
You only need 4 for them? Oh, okay.
No, I think we need all 6, but I only see 4 at the end for some reason. It looks like, unfortunately, I selected the wrong one, but I have the proper. I'm gonna skip to the final run bit, because you guys have seen everything else. Oh, I should have deleted that one. Oh, I see. My bad, you guys. This was the proper attempt. Let me just skip to the end, because you guys saw the execution up until the last phase. Here's the last phase again.
Or is it
Guys,
Surfer
shut up,
failing?
shut up.
Yes.
The order is Rurikhan, Surfer, then Corhade and Mads, then Fox and DBM, and then me and Surfer again. So again, the order that I'm saying are the people that are not going to be picking up orbs in each of the signs.
Alright.
What the fuck? Why is there no charge for me? Okay, here we go. It's all good.
Middle bottom.
Mid
Mid
top.
top.
Mid
I'm
top.
taking top
Okay, top
left.
left. I'm taking top left.
Mid
Okay, I'll
bottom.
take top.
Taking all right.
Mid, what's
taking the
bottom?
right one.
I'm taking right.
Okay, I'll take left
no.
then.
Bottom.
I know, Fox.
Yep.
Taking bottom right.
Taking middle.
Bottom left.
Okay, keep going. Keep going. Don't stop.
We can
Don't
still
stop.
make it.
I'm taking top.
So
Actually, no, I'm
you
not
can also
taking anything.
Take one now.
Left.
Taking top right.
I didn't get one mid.
Hurry up, guys.
15
We got
seconds.
14 seconds. Oh shit, we gotta keep running? No, here we go. Almost there, 9 seconds.
Dunk it as soon as you can.
Dunk it.
Trying to get there.
We could revive. Maybe we could stop it.
No, we're good.
We got it! Holy shit!
Oh, yeah,
Finally. So close.
The reason I was particularly happy on this one was because this was the first time that I had done this encounter, so it was very exciting to do it, particularly with a group full with people from my own clan, so that was fucking fantastic. This was just a pure Ironbreakers group, and the fact that we managed to do, because like this particular portion of the raid, we did it completely blind. We didn't know the strategy. We figured it out by ourselves. It was the same thing for me with Bathhouse. I did Bathhouse completely blind. I didn't do Dogs completely blind. And I didn't do Calus completely blind. But this one, I did completely blind with a group of other Ironbreakers, and it was fucking fantastic. I'm proud of you guys.
Oh, where the
I'm fucking
I was so scared.
proud of you
It was
guys.
like the last second.
There it is. I found it.
I am. Where's the chest? Where is it?
Oh, I thought.
Where's the chest?
The auto rifle.
Where's the chest at?
Where's the chest?
Oh, I
You
got
passed it.
nothing.
It's right here.
I got nothing.
I got the auto rifle.
So let guys, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. So basically, I've been raiding and doing the same bosses for like 3 days now to get everybody up to snuff. And the one boss where I do progress, I don't get a fucking thing. Thanks. Appreciate that, Bungie. You guys are real nice, motherfuckers. Okay.
I just got some tokens from that shit, so.
Okay,
got a bullshit.
guys. Anyway, here's what we're doing. Okay. So let me break here real quick. This is the final raid fight. Let me just swap scenes real quick. Okay. This is the final raid fight. The final boss, Emperor Calus. I killed him last night, and what happened was, for starters, I'm not going to be able to show you as many perspectives as I would like because I don't have that much footage on him, because when I did beat him, I wasn't even filming. I just grabbed the last 15 minutes that my PlayStation had recorded, and I saved those to a USB drive so that I could show it here on stream today. But I will be telling you the entirety of the strategy of everything you have to do in order to kill this badass looking motherfucker. So, for starters, we're going to bring up another one of my beautiful maps in Paint. So, there's 2 maps here. As a matter of fact, I should have separated this a little bit more. Can I get a purple line? There we go. Yeah. There's 2 maps in here. So this is the boss room. Oops. Yeah, that's right. I want this. Boss. And this is what we called the dimension. I'm just going to call it dim. This is what we called the dimension. And this is the boss room. So, as with every other encounter in this raid, the final boss would be no exception and require exceptional amounts of communication. So what you're going to have to do here is first, you're going to have a bunch of ads. After you kill those ads, you're all going to be teleported to the dimension. So basically, we'll talk about this boss room a little bit later. First, we're going to talk about getting ported into the dimension. Like I said, it's just this first section, super easy. Kill ads. Once all the ads are dead, you get automatically teleported here. Now, once you're here, everybody gets teleported pretty much where these arrows are. And what I would tell you guys to do is to go ahead and assign a lane to 3 people. So 3 people are getting a lane, 3 other people are coming back to the boss room. So you want to pick 3 people that will stay in the boss room. The people that will stay in this boss room will require a loadout that is optimized for dealing with tons and tons of ads. The people that stay in here will be required to be the best communicators. So the people in this side, the people who can speak better, the people in this side, the people who can listen better. Okay? And also the people in this side be equipped with equipment for dealing with tons and tons of ads. The people in this side be equipped with at least one precision type weapon, like a scout rifle, a pulse rifle, even an assault rifle if you're good enough with it. It just has to be something that you can be really precise with and shoot from a long distance. You can even use a sniper rifle, but I hate to waste my heavy weapon in a sniper rifle. I also don't like sniper rifles, so I don't tend to use them very often. But sniper rifle, I guess, is a viable weapon on this side. Anyway, once you assign the 3 people that are going to this side, make sure that you assign them a specific orb. Because like once you get in here, these black lines are rough representations of barriers which will form if you do everything well. If not, you only get this first barrier. So what's the point of this barrier? At the very end here, you will see the ugly face of the boss in an ethereal form. And he starts sucking up everything that is in this section. And the barriers, they prevent you from being sucked in. So basically, the 3 people that are coming back into the boss room, they have to be assigned an orb. So say, for instance, okay, player 1, you're going to take orb on the left. Player 2, you're going to take orb on the middle. Player 3, you're going to take orb on the right. And player 1, 2, and 3 will end up back in the boss room. Players 4, 5, and 6 will stay in the dimension. So the objective of the people in the dimension is basically survive and report what you see on the boss's forehead. And I know, this sounds weird. You guys are like, what the fuck's he talking about? Report what you see in the boss's forehead? The fuck is that? Okay, so as per usual, we're going to have 4 symbols, which are the same symbols we've been seeing the entire time. We're going to have chalice, sun, dog, and blades. These symbols are going to appear on the boss's forehead. The special thing here is each player in the realm is going to see a different symbol. An important thing, there can never be more than 3 players in here. Otherwise, they won't see the right symbol because some of the symbols will be repeated. Now, if there's 3 players here, 3 players here, all the conditions are optimal. Everybody in here will see a symbol and everybody will hopefully see a different one, unless there's some kind of a glitch. As you do this, my advice is to have the middle player say the symbol first. The reason is because usually the middle player is the one who has the most chill time inside the dimension. He doesn't have to worry about too much. Most of the work is relegated to the left and to the right. And in my opinion, right, which I could be wrong because I've never been on left side, but in my opinion, right has it harder than everybody else. So you will have the person on middle calling out the symbol first, person on left calling out the symbol second, person on right calling out the symbol third. Or if you prefer, you can go left to right. That's completely up to you. In my opinion, the best is middle first, left second, right third, because of how hard everyone's job is. So once middle calls out a symbol, then left will call out a symbol, and then right will call out a symbol. You guys are like, why can't we all just call out our symbol? Because it's going to be very hard if everybody tries to say chalice, sun, and dog at the same time. It's going to all become a garbled of words, and nobody's going to understand a fucking thing. Factor in communication delay and all these other things. You got to make sure that people can understand what you're trying to communicate while you're in the dimension to the people on the outside. Now, as we call out the 3 different signs in here, there will be 4 scions in these positions. You don't kill these scions. These scions are actually there for the specific purpose of creating barriers in the dimension. So basically, eventually after a little bit, this barrier goes away. Once this barrier goes away, everybody in here gets sucked in this direction. And if the people inside don't kill the correct scion, this barrier doesn't form and we slide all the way into the boss's mouth and we're dead. That's a wipe. So, say for instance, the team on the inside says, sun, dog, chalice. Which symbol didn't they say? Blades. That means the scion that is sitting on the blades platform has to die. So the people on the inside got to make sure that this scion dies. Once they kill this scion, this barrier is formed. We all slide a little bit forward, and we repeat the cycle. Next, we could call Chalice, Blades, Dog. That means you have to kill the sun. You kill the sun, the next barrier forms. We all slide forward. We all continue on this until we eventually get to the boss. But naturally, it would be way too easy if that's all there was to it. So what's going to happen to the people that are in the dimension? Well, for starters, the ground is full of all kinds of fucked up shit. It's got ramps, so that means, say for instance, if you're sliding onto this next platform, but you happen to catch a ramp in the middle, you're going to slide, the ramp's going to make you jump over it, and you're dead. So you got to make sure that there are no ramps in front of you before this barrier goes away. So always try to position yourself in a safe location so that once the barrier breaks, you're not going to go flying off through a ramp. Besides ramps, eventually there will also be holes in the ground. So always be on the lookout for that and do not fall in a hole. Because if you fall in a hole, I guess you probably guessed it, you're all going to die. Now on top of this, a couple of things are going to spawn, which is why I put these pretty little symbols in here. So on the very first one, you're going to get 2 projections, which are those floating scions with the ethereal looking floating scions. You're going to get 2 projections, one here, one here. Shoot those projections or in 30 seconds everybody dies. Actually, I don't think it's 30 seconds. I think it's less. And there's a really obnoxious motorcycle guy outside. I'm about to fucking throw something out the window. Anyway, once you kill these projections, hopefully, because if you don't, in a couple of seconds, everybody dies, both on the dimension and on the outside. Once you kill these projections and you say your symbols and they kill the right scion, everybody gets pushed forward. Now, the next wave, not quite so simple, because what's going to happen is there's going to spawn 3 regular scions in the positions that you see here, in addition to the 2 projections. The priority here is kill the scions. Kill them fast, kill them quick, kill them with fire. Shit, nuke them with missiles if you have to. Kill those scions the second, I'm talking like the second you see the animation that they're spawning, you need to have a bead on their head to shoot them in the head before they even move so that they flinch and die instantly. I cannot stress this enough. I'm not even, you guys might think I'm joking. I'm not joking. Because what's going to happen? These scions are going to spawn and immediately try to throw a scion grenade. Now, for those of you that aren't aware of what a scion grenade is, it's that little flaming thing that leaves a trail, then creates an AoE on a spot and pushes you up. And guess what happens then? You float up, you go into the boss, you die, the raid wipes. So therefore, you have to kill those scions instantaneously. The second they spawn, they need to be fucking vaporized. These are the positions they will spawn in: left, middle, and right. Always. They always spawn left, middle, and right. That's why you have 3 people, left, middle, and right. Now, this doesn't mean that it's always left killing the left scion, middle killing the middle scion. No, that would be too easy because like I told you, there's ramps. So sometimes the scions will run and hide behind those ramps. And that's going to fuck your raid over big time. And always remember that if you don't kill the scions fast enough, you have to switch targets to the 2 projections. That's why the 2 symbols at the end are actually stars, because you're actually going to have to pick between killing projections, killing scions, you're going to have to pick which ones you kill. But like I said, always target scions first. Now, once you kill all the scions, you then will focus on the projections. And once you kill all the projections, actually before you even kill the scions, that's something I forgot. As you are sliding forward, the symbol will appear in the boss's head again. So it's symbol time again. So middle guy. Middle guy will have to call out a symbol as he is sliding. Everybody needs to look up before the slide begins. And everybody needs to know their symbol so that middle guy calls out a symbol, left guy calls out a symbol, right guy calls out a symbol. And once again, people in the boss room pick the symbol that hasn't been chosen and kill it. So for instance, we could say blades, dog, sun, kill Chalice. So as you slide forward, look at your symbol. As soon as you get to the barrier, kill the scion. As soon as you kill the scion, kill the projections, or everybody wipes. It's that simple. If you don't kill these things inside the dimension, you're all going to wipe. So I know that this is pretty tricky. And then another important thing is, again, it wouldn't be, this is still not hard enough. So you're going to require an additional layer of difficulty. And I think it's by the time you get to this section over here. As a matter of fact, I should put a fucking, oops. Oh no, Paint! Don't die! Paint, please! No! Okay, Paint hasn't died. We're safe. We're saved. So as I was saying, I'm going to make a red square around one of these, and it's going to be this one. Oops, that's not red. It's purple. Purple. Must be red. I'm going to make a red circle around this one. Why? Because this particular one is trickier than all the others. Because there are ramps here and here. What does this mean? When these two scions spawn, you're not going to have line of sight on them. So you need pulsing grenades. Now, I don't know Hunter and I don't know Warlock because I've been focusing exclusively on playing my Titan this time around because I wanted to really focus on knowing the ins and outs of the Titan, which obviously allowed me to constantly swap subclasses whenever I needed to. Instead of knowing a little bit about every class, I know a whole lot about Titan. So what I ended up doing is I switched my Titan to Striker, which once again, it always seems that whenever there's a fucking problem, I switch to Striker. I think Striker is just the best spec for fucking everything, which makes me really sad because I actually really love Sentinel. But Striker is just better at fucking everything. At least as far as I can tell, I haven't found one thing that another one of the classes can do that Striker can't do better. Anyway, the reason why Striker is so good is because he's got the pulse grenades. And you can actually throw pulse grenades from this line to this thing. And you're going to be able to hit like the corner. And that's should be able to take out not only your scion, but also the middle scion and also the right side apparition if you aim your grenade properly. If you miss your grenade, most likely you're going to fucking wipe. Unless middle guy can compensate, hopefully, and shoot your scion, or a left guy can shoot your scion. Now, some people just do the crossfire thing, so they'll have left guy shoot right scion, right guy shoot left scion. Personally, I like grenades better, and I think grenades work better, and it also allows you to save ammo because you're going to need ammo by the end of this phase. So remember, this wave right here is the trickiest wave of all because there's actually there's a degree of RNG to it as well, which really makes me sad. But sometimes there's just a degree of RNG, which is sometimes a scion will spawn and instantly cast his grenade, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. Because like maybe he'll flinch a little bit, or if your grenade happened not to trigger a flinch, he's going to get his grenade off, shoots his grenade like in this general direction, hits anybody in your raid, you're dead. To me, that's RNG, and it happened way too many times. Once I started using my grenade technique, it started happening less, but every now and then it still happened, and it's bullshit RNG, but that's the way it works. Anyway, once eventually you get to the end of this, the boss stops sucking stuff in, and he goes into his bulimia phase where he barfs a bunch of skulls out. When he barfs skulls out, everybody in the dimension needs to shoot as many skulls as they possibly can. Once they reach about 30 skulls or so, the boss will start channeling a shield on the boss room. The boss room team will immediately be able to notice this. And at this point, what I would advise you to do is have one person who is the most responsible or someone who is better aware of the current situation inside, and have two people that instantly start shooting the shield, and have that other person only join in to help when he feels that you guys inside are about to die. Because what happens is once the boss starts channeling his shield, everybody inside starts taking AoE damage. Very little, but little by little you're going to die because you can't regenerate. Everybody's taking damage. So people on the inside need to really communicate, I'm getting low, we need to get this shield down or I'm going to die. Because again, remember, we have limited revives. You get 6 revives per try, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass if someone dies during the shield phase. So bear that in mind. And once you kill the boss's shield, new orbs will spawn here. Everybody from the dimension will be able to exit, come inside, and start dealing damage to the boss. Now, how does this work? everybody jumps on a platform because all the platforms are going to be active. Now, you can't hover over the platform. Oops. Sorry about that. You can't hover on top of a platform because if you hover, you're going to trigger the platform. That's going to be bad. You don't want to jump on a platform early because there's going to be people inside. If they jump on the platform early, that means that the people coming from Dimension, which will spawn here, will have less time to DPS because they still have to make their way over here. So what I found is the best way to do it is the people on the inside wait until the people on the Dimension come out and run to the platform. The people in Dimension instantly run to the platform, jump on top, and the other three be ready to jump in immediately. And once you get to this platform, you start shooting the boss. His first weak point will be the head. So you shoot him in the head as much as you possibly can with your fastest rate of fire weapon. This is where Cold Heart is super useful because the boss is never going to move. So if you have a Cold Heart, pull out your Cold Heart and start damaging the fuck out of the boss. This is why I made a comment on Twitter yesterday saying that it is interesting that the best weapon for the final raid boss in Destiny 2 is also a pre-ordered bonus weapon. Yeah. Anyway, once you damage the boss enough, he's going to make a gesture with his hand, something like this, and he will also make a very distinctive sound, which you guys will be able to identify over time. Once he lifts his right hand, it means he's about to nuke the fuck out of this platform, so everybody jumps from here to here. And continue. Everybody damages the boss from this platform. Then, same thing, he's going to raise his hand. Everybody from here to here, shoot at the boss. From here to here, shoot at the boss. Eventually, as you damage him, you're going to push him into a different phase where you will see mechanical pieces in the boss. When that happens, the animation is going to be different. Instead of raising his hand, he's going to point a gun at you and he's going to shoot. So whenever he points his gun at you, get the fuck out of dodge, rotate to another platform. That's how it's always going to be. There's always a very distinctive animation and a very distinctive sound when he's about to shoot the fuck out of you and kill everybody. So pay attention to that. So we talked about what the people in Dimension have to do. We talked about what the people in the boss room have to do. However, what we haven't talked about is the position of the people in the boss room. So I'm going to go into a little bit more detail on that end now. So you're going to want to have two people on the right side, one person on the left side. That is because more ads spawn on the right side than on the left side. I don't know why. Don't ask me why, because I'm not going to be able to tell you. But essentially, if you have two people on this side, basically you can assign one symbol to each. Whenever we call out the symbols, each person knows their symbol. Person on the left side has to manage two symbols. However, it's very easy, particularly if you have a class that has a charge, like I'm a Titan. So therefore, I was playing Striker, and whenever I needed to get Chalice, I could just run up here, and I would be able to do my charging melee. And since I have that arc headpiece that basically instantly refreshes your melee on a melee kill, I was able to always do my special charge whenever I needed to kill Chalice, which was very useful. And basically, that's kind of like how you distribute people in the boss room. You're going to want to have two people here, one person here. Another important thing is whenever you take out one of the targets. So for instance, the team is in here and the team goes like, okay, sun, dog, blades. That means you have to take out Chalice. Immediately after you take out Chalice, the boss is going to pick a random person inside the boss room. He's going to do a special bomb on them. And this is where you have to pay extra attention because you're not always going to be able to look at the boss. But if you see that there's a big explosion about to happen around you, get the fuck away. That's a one-shot kill mechanic for most classes, unless you're spec'd heavily into resilience like me. And you guys might be like, doesn't he just shoot the person that kills the Scion? No, it's completely random. I've had attempts where all the signs were on this side and all of the bombs were on this side. So there you go. It's completely random and it's a pain in the ass. Other than that, you will have big beasties in here. So you should be using your heavy ammo. You should be using your supers. Most of the supers on the boss don't feel particularly useful to me personally. So I would save your supers to clear ads. That's a personal opinion. I could be completely wrong. But like I tried, for instance, people were telling me, oh no, dude, you should go Sunbreaker and throw hammers at the boss. And then I would switch to just using Cold Heart and I would deal twice as much damage. So I don't think that stuff works. But again, I could be wrong. I don't know. There might be better strategies. This is the way that I did it. So always remember, people on the outside call symbols. People on the insides take out the symbol that isn't called. Now, as you do the DPS rotation, the mechanics will get harder because eventually at some point the boss will start throwing missiles at you. The ads that spawn are also harder and harder. And eventually the boss will go into a final phase when you take out all of his energy. He gains the shield again, and you have to keep shooting at him until the shield burns. Otherwise, you all die. Now, I haven't explained why people have to shoot skulls here. Basically, the more skulls you are able to kill here before the people in here kill the shield before the DPS phase, the bigger the multiplier people will have. So, let me show you guys what this particular encounter looks like. This is a failed attempt, just so that I can show you the inside of the dimension. After that, I will show you the proper attempt. And also, in the proper attempt, I don't have the start of the fight because it took more than 15 minutes. And the PlayStation only records the last 15 minutes. So you're only going to get like the last 15 minutes of the fight of when I actually took him down. And there's no face camera, no communication, because like I said, it was with a group of randoms. So, let's go. Face and move to platform. So, it doesn't seem overly complex to me. Like the dogs were harder than that, so.
Yeah.
Well, the skull part could be weird.
It's fine. Super easy.
We'll
Done deal.
figure it out when we get to it.
Done deal. It's already done deal, dude. I already killed him and everything. You just don't even know about it yet. Another advice that I would give to people in the boss room is have people that have assault rifles because it's useful to control ads. You know, a weapon that fires fast.
Carl.
Okay, important thing here. In this attempt, you're going to see me kill these scions that spawn. Do not do this. Do not kill these scions because I know they drop heavy ammo, but they will spawn additional ads on the team that goes back into the boss room, making this fight a lot harder. So do not do what I'm about to do. Do not kill these war counselors. You'll see that my team, we're going to kill every last one of them for ammo.
That was awesome.
Don't do this. Just let them
Fucking
live.
Super
You'll get
Mario shit.
automatically teleported regardless. Here is the dimension. These are the 3 orbs that I mentioned, and this is the barrier. Another important thing, make sure you duck behind the barrier because sometimes if you are standing up, there can be a glitch and you will go through the barrier and you will die. So make sure to always duck while you're behind the barrier. So you will notice that our 3 people are they're taking the spheres. That means they are now back at the boss room and they are fighting ads and they are waiting for us to call out our symbols. Right there, at the top of the boss's head, you see the symbol? That's Calus. Chalice.
We got
Dog.
blades.
So Chalice, Dog, and Blades. That means they have to kill the scion that has the sun. So if you look back on our map here. So we just called out, and the easiest way for people to do this is to know which sign they're assigned to, and if they don't hear it, they know that's the one they have to kill. So we said Chalice, Dog, and Blades. Only the sun is left, so probably this person would come over here, punch Sun in the face. The boss would then try to nuke one of these 3 people, so everybody needs to be on high alert not to get nuked by the boss. And once that happens, you then just resume killing ads and waiting for the next call out. Sun, kill the sun.
Kill Sun.
Notice how when they killed Sun, this barrier over here formed.
Done. Holy damage.
Chalice.
Dog.
Blade.
Again, Sun. Notice how we're killing the scions and the projections. You guys have to kill the sun again.
And that. I'm dead.
I
Yeah.
did. Dog.
Blades.
Sun is still alive. Sun is still alive. Sun is still
Sun.
alive.
Blade, Sun, and Dog. So kill Chalice.
So kill Chalice.
And Rez.
Yeah, we're dead. We're dead.
But everybody died, and I was in front of a ramp, so I got launched
Damn.
off, and this is a wipe. But ideally, you would make it through this phase and eventually end up in front of his mouth. He starts vomiting skulls. You guys are not going to be able to see the phase where he vomits skulls. But basically, there's not a whole lot to the vomit skulls phase. It's just everybody clump up together so that the skulls all flow to the same place. Everybody shoots the skulls, kill as many skulls as you can. The people on the inside take out the boss's shield, which you guys will see in the next attempt. And then that's that. That's the boss fight. Now, on this next fight, I will be talking over it because there's no comms. But this is going to be after the first DPS phase. That is, if Premiere even feels like watching this. For some reason, Premiere does not like this for video. So this is a damage phase. We're at the last set of damage phase. So basically, we're able to kill the skulls, kill the shield, and we've went through the 3 platforms. We went from Sun to Dog to Blades, and we're currently at Chalice, shooting at the boss during the first damage phase. Good God, you really don't like this PS4 footage, do you, Premiere? Okay. Okay, looks like... Okay, no, it's working? Feel like working now? Okay. I'm going to lower the volume a little bit here so that you can hear me better. So this is what it looks like after a damage phase. Loads of ads everywhere. We're having our hunters Nightstalk shoot the tether in order for us to get as many orbs as we possibly can. Just killing ads non-stop. And basically it's going to reset. So it's going to spawn the war counselors again. Then it's going to teleport us back in. The ads change. So now we have legionaries. Before we had incendiators. So it's important that you're able to nuke them down as fast as you possibly can. But the most important thing in this phase is for the team that is going to stay inside the dimension to find ammo. Because I'm not even kidding you if I tell you that I've wiped more on this boss because of lack of ammo than any other mechanic. Like, there's a serious lack of ammo drops in this fight to the point where it drops more legendary engrams than ammo, which is ridiculous. Like, look at this. 2 legendary engrams, 1 ammo pack. It's retarded. And I have tons of legendary engrams I picked up in here. As you can see, this time I'm taking an orb, taking him back to the boss room. I'm covering left side, so I'm basically covering Chalice and Blades. So I'm just waiting for the callouts, and looks like they called out something that required me to... No, they almost called out something that was going to require me to kill Blades, but it was something on the other side. Unfortunately, you guys can't hear the callouts because there's no communication thing going on, but... Yeah, we killed something, then the boss nuked us. The boss also has this laser beam, which is why you have to constantly go around the pillars. So it's very hard to keep high health in this fight. Once again, another bomb goes off. I haven't had to do any of my kills yet. Here we go. Now they've called out all the other 3 symbols I had to kill Blades. And this, me killing Blades, generated another barrier for them inside. The boss tried to nuke me. I moved away by pushing upwards. It's now my turn. I have to go kill Chalice. I killed Chalice with the charge, just like I told you guys, and I'm able to back away instantly. Now, as soon as I back away here, this is the final thing, so there's no more symbols to do. So basically what I have to do is I have to rally with my team on the right side, because the most important thing is not to die. Unfortunately, my health got really low. I got rushed on my side, so I died. Team's going to revive me. That means 1 less res. It's a serious problem. But unfortunately, it's like sometimes it just happens, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I could have gotten to the right side faster, but I was trying to clear my side. But ultimately, the most important thing is get to the right side, rally with the rest of your team so that you're all in position to move to the platform. That's the sound that he makes when the shield starts happening. As you can see, I'm holding off a little bit, giving them time to collect more skulls, and then someone was saying, dude, I'm low. I need to kill this shield now. So I started damaging it. Someone died. because I hesitated. That's 2 reses down. It's a serious problem. We only have 4 more reses left in this attempt. So we're pushing through. I'm trying to get a couple of kills. You can see the outside team just got in. They got in. They jumped on the platform. Everybody's switching to Cold Hearts. And everybody's dealing as much damage as they possibly can with Cold Hearts. Look at that damage. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is so much the best weapon for this fight. It's not even funny. So once the boss goes into this second phase, the weak spot is the chest. However, here we lose damage because whenever you force the face change like this, he's going to instantly shoot into the next platform. We're not sure if that's a glitch, what the deal is, but basically you're going to lose a lot of damage whenever he swaps. Unless he swaps right at the start of the damage phase, it's a pain in the ass. So that's something you guys might want to take into consideration. And he swaps into this as soon as you kill the first third of his health pool. So he's going to nuke that thing with his gun, so we instantly have to swap platforms. And we're going to go. Once again, remember, now his weak spot is the chest. So you want to shoot the chest as hard as you possibly can. I'm saving my grenades so that on the last platform, I'm going to throw 2 grenades right into his face, and they will be damaging throughout the entire duration. So I'm going to be making fuck tons of damage. I was usually either first or second in damage. Here I had to swap because I ran out of ammo in the Cold Heart, but the Cold Heart is still a better gun. Because the Cold Heart fires faster. It does the damage faster. We kill the dogs. Again, the most important thing in this stage is for the team that is going to stay in the dimension, pick up ammo. Pick up ammo, as much ammo as you can. As a matter of fact, if you are going to the dimension, you can even just not even kill ads. Don't even worry about it because the people coming back to the boss room, there's going to be plenty of ammo for them to pick up. The people staying in the dimension, not so much. So you can even just focus on getting ammo before you do any ads. That is my advice. Here you see me burning my super. Like I said, you burn your supers to clear ads. The counselors have spawned. That means that we're all about to get teleported again. And always remember, it's also important to assign an orb to each individual to prevent people from bumping into each other and taking each other's orbs. Back in, once again, I'm looking at the left side. I usually come in here into the middle, drop a pulse bomb, because that helps thin up the ads quite a bit. They already called it. It is going to be Chalice that needs to die, so I went in there, killed Chalice. Super important, do not communicate over the team that is out in the dimension, because a lot of times I had fire teams that would communicate over people who are calling signs, and it's annoying as fuck. And it will cause a wipe. Because the people on the inside need to be able to hear very clearly dog, chalice, sun, so that we know exactly what we got to kill. Again, taking out blades, and at this point I'm rallying with my team to avoid what happened last time. I don't want to be dying again, even though I do die one more time in this attempt because I got a little bit greedy when I was clearing ads. So this pillar is particularly good because you can have like one person left, one person above of you, and one person in the middle, and you can like rotate each other. For whoever needs to regen stays in the middle, whoever is a little bit more healthy can move up or move down depending on how you're doing. So we're just going to be clearing ads because we have to clear as many ads as possible, and we have to have as high health as possible for when the shield phase begins, which is now. You can hear it. The shield phase is beginning. This time I'm not even delaying because someone already told me that they're low, so I'm trying to basically nuke the boss down as fast as possible, which is why I'm using my rocket launcher, which is a beast. I think I might have missed that rocket there because there's just too much light and I can't even fucking see what's going on. So I'm looking for the person, but I can't res. So someone from the inside of the dimension is actually going to have to be doing all the resing. So I'm waiting. Then I jumped on the platform because everybody was here. And we're starting once again. Cold Heart. Let's damage the crap out of him. People are throwing their grenades and stuff. In my opinion, nothing beats the Cold Heart laser firing. Moving away. And you guys might be saying, Rurikhan, why don't you put down the Titan barrier so that you can reload the Cold Heart instantly? Because the one time we did that, our Cold Hearts got stuck. I don't know. Basically what happened was we did the instant reload. We started trying to fire. The weapon wouldn't fire. We had to swap weapons to fire again. So we decided never to use the barrier again. Again, swap your stuff when you're about to get into the... When he's about to shoot his gun. Go through another damage phase. Unfortunately, we're not dealing as much damage as we'd like. So we're not going to be able to burn him down on this damage phase. But that's okay. At this point, people were already starting to say, it's a wipe. We're going to wipe. Because we don't have enough damage. Now it's just like, no, guys, it's just one more DPS phase. There's no enrage. There's nothing. There's just like, we just do one more DPS phase, just everybody chill, and we'll get this done. So he's gone immune, so we can't fire at him anymore. So everybody needs to bail on the platform. And now we're going to be clearing ads one final time. And everybody has to go to Dimension one final time in order to trigger another DPS phase so that we can nuke his ass down. If you ever see me aim up like that, it means I'm trying to launch a grenade, but unfortunately, it's on cooldown. As you can see, we now have Colossus and shit. Colossus are a pain in the ass because of those missiles. Luckily, they're at least not orange bars, so they're easier to kill, but they're still annoying as hell. I think we might have one more death happening in here, but I'm not sure. Once again, into the dimension, you can see the hole in the ground I mentioned. And I'm back in the middle. I'm going to just throw my grenade in there to start dealing damage. Then going to move back into my pillar. You don't have to worry about like engrams in the ground because you'll get them in your inbox. So that's why I'm not even caring. Although the stuff that you get from engrams in the raid is usually garbage anyway. So unless it rolls into a lucky exotic, it's usually garbage. Raiding this time around, I think, is more about experiencing the raid than necessarily getting loot. Which I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. Because if you're just raiding for the loot, you know, it's like I knew from the beginning that killing this boss was not going to give me any spectacular loot. It was mostly for the experience. So again, always remember, I'm only killing the ones that they're not calling out. And this time I was real lucky. Jesus Christ. So we got blades, chalice. No, we got like blades, chalice. That was insane. Now I'm just waiting so that I don't die along the way to my teammates. Now moving back into my team. We almost died back there. As a matter of fact, people were asking, oh my god, how the fuck did you not die in there? Because I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but in the middle of all that shit that just happened to me, he also threw the Nova bomb from the Emperor. Was also thrown at me in the middle of all that garbage. So my team was like, how the fuck did you live through that? And I was like, yeah. So in here I was delaying a little bit. But then he's like, okay, I'm low, just kill it. But they were able to kill it fast anyway, so. I think we had like 50 skulls or something. The platforms are once again active, so I'm just waiting on the outside team, on the Dimension team. Here they are. They're jumping up on top. I got thrown by a Scion grenade in the middle of my jump. Trying to get back on the platform. I'm now on the platform and shooting in the chest. As you can see, it's super low. Like at this point, everybody's like, oh my god, fucking kill it! Fucking kill it! But we still gotta make our rotations, jump into the platforms, get this shit done. In comes the gun blast. Moving to the final platform. And this is where I got a little bit confused. Because see, now he's charging his shield, and I thought he was about to nuke the platform. But no, this is when you have to really nuke the shield. We have a Titan that went in there as fucking Striker. So he's trying to dish out the deeps. They were saying, oh my god, we're dead. And I was like, no, just shoot. Just shoot. Shoot with everything. And we win.
Now you've seen everything. Do you still believe you're on the right side? Mull it over and enjoy my gifts to you. I possess the means to true agency beyond your feeble light. Seek me out, and perhaps I'll show you how to run back from strength.
Everybody was screaming at this point. And I find it ironic that the boss itself drops ammo because ammo is more rare than legendary engrams during this fight. It is ridiculous. Either way, when you kill him, you get to go down here, which is, I think this is when you get the achievement, the Belly of the Beast. And when you get the achievement Belly of the Beast, you also get yourself a potential another raid piece. And this is where I got my mark. I got a Titan's mark, which obviously is not the best thing to get. Looks like the video might have glitched there. Okay. It's working again, but it doesn't have any audio. That's whatever. It's not important. This is when I got the achievement. Oh, it doesn't look like the video shows the achievement. But yeah, I got the achievement at this point. And you get an emblem, and I got a Titan mark, and that is the raid. So now, let's talk a little bit about how I personally feel about the raid. I feel that the raid is a lot of fun in some fights. So like particularly the two fights that I find enjoyable in this raid were the bathhouse and the gauntlet. Because those fights had very little to no RNG. But like when you're talking about the fucking dogs fight, dude, that fight is a complete clusterfuck of RNG. The dogs glitch out in 10,000 different ways. Sometimes instead of spawning in the safe room, it spawns you at the entrance. There's just too much RNG in the dogs fight. Not even to mention just how difficult the encounter is simply because of the coordination that you need with your team. It's just too RNG. There's too much RNG in that encounter, in my personal opinion. If you have a different opinion, feel free to express it in the comments. I'm completely curious to hear it. But like that encounter has too much RNG, and the Calus encounter has a bit of RNG. As two things that I feel are also heavy on RNG. One of those things is ammo drops. It has very few ammo drops. Like, I've had so many wipes on Calus because someone run out of ammo. It was ridiculous. Like, there's been so many times where I've heard people complain about ammo, and I myself have complained about ammo in the Calus encounter. It's too much. It is too much. There's loads of time where the people that goes into Dimension simply does not have enough ammo to deal with the Dimension. Because remember, you need enough ammo to kill a bunch of Scions, a bunch of projections, and on top of it, you still have to kill tons and tons of skulls at the end, which is already a pain in the ass to kill. So it's like you add all these things together and then you get to the damage phase, and unless you're just lucky enough to find ammo in the ground for you, you're fucked. Because you get to the damage phase and you have no ammo. So it's like you have very little ammo when you go into the Dimension. You get out of the Dimension, you have very little ammo to deal damage. So it just doesn't make a lot of sense. That encounter should drop ammo on every single thing you kill. Anything less than that, too much RNG. The other thing that I think it's too much RNG is the Scions. Because sometimes in the Dimension, Scions will just spawn instantly, throw their grenade, and that's it. That's it. There's nothing you can do about it. If a Scion spawns behind a barrier, instantly throws his grenade, you're done. There's literally nothing you can do about it. Someone's going to die and your raid's going to wipe. And that to me is just like too much RNG on those two encounters. Bathhouse and Gauntlet, there's no real RNG involved. It's just like you can either take out a bather or you can't. There's no RNG there. You can either pick up your protection or you can't. There's no RNG, you see? And that's what kind of pissed me off about the raid, particularly the dogs encounter. The dogs encounter is just, I'm not even going to say it's poorly designed. I'm going to say it was poorly QA tested. The simple fact that people on my team are getting detected by dogs that are falling out of the fucking sky, or the fact that there's dogs that sometimes just happen to regenerate their health to full in between phases, is completely unacceptable and should have never made it through QA. But other than that, I had a blast with the raid, and I'm probably going to be raiding it some more, but I don't think I'm going to be showing it on YouTube. I just wanted to really show you guys the raid on YouTube here, but I don't think I'm going to be farming the raid on YouTube because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this long-ass live stream. If you did, make sure to hit that like button because it helps out a lot. If this guide helps you in any possible way, hitting that like button is a great way to show your appreciation. If you're new here, hit that sub button so that you're always notified whenever there's a new live stream or a new video in the channel. Thank you guys very much for watching. Comments and feedback in the comment section below. And if you really enjoyed it, there's a link that takes you to the gaming side of YouTube. And you can always sponsor me because God knows YouTube ain't giving us any fucking money anymore. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.